1:39, and it's fine. About to go in. Welcome in. We love you. We're in the plan. We're part of the narrative. We're enjoying the movie. We get to experience the joy of finding out, the not knowing. Oh, we're trying to find truth. We're trying to discern truth. We're trying to speak words of truth. And I'm going to ask God to pray over this moment for that purpose. So, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day. We thank you for the air in our lungs, all the faculties and capacities in which you've given us to experience your creation. And we want to thank you for the systems that go beneath and beyond and into a different realm of understanding that are for you and you alone. Your thoughts are higher than our thoughts, so allow us in the best way possible with our experience that you've given us to channel the source of all thoughts in you and everything. You are omnipotent, all powerful, all personal. We love you. We trust you in our story. Allow us to fall in line with that story. In Jesus Christ's name, we pray. Amen.
Amen, bro. That was beautiful, man.
Thank you.
I felt God when you were talking.
I hope so.
I audibly made a noise. You'll hear it in the sound, and you run it back. And I felt God, right? I was like, oh, nice, dude.
Higher than our ways, bro.
Justin.
Higher than our ways.
Justin volunteers at CBC. Shout out, Justin. I love you for that. Yes. Pastor Ed said himself, if I wasn't the pastor of this church, you know what I definitely would be doing is I'd have a yellow shirt on in the mornings and I'd be helping people with the golf carts get into the building. Like, and also I just know because they said at a men's conference that there's a lack of percentage of men proportionate to how many people come to CBC that should be basically volunteering more in his opinion, that the men's stats were low. He's like, guys, like let's move, man. Like I'm telling you, like these couple hours are important. Justin answered that call. He's really doing it. And then they put him on the prayer team. Shout out prayer work shirt.
Yeah, no, this is a different brand.
I know,
but still.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah, I think you can't really like get on it directly, but so it's like there's another portion to the quest. The quest is opening up.
Yes.
Having more requirements.
Yes.
And like more things that are part of the story and part of like the expectations. But
I don't mean to be misrepresenting that.
No. Yeah, there's like an equip process. They have 3 steps or 3 weeks, and it's just like an additional 15 to 30 minutes probably. There's 3 little classes, like the introduction of like who they are, like what they're about, and then like a test that you kind of take, or like questions that you answer to kind of determine a personality more or less, or like kind of like a natural makeup or buildup, or like emotional response to certain story, certain things. It's like you're like a guardian or a pioneer or whatever, stuff like that. Like 5 archetypes that people fall into, personality-wise, behavioral-wise.
This makes sense from like Jordan Peterson would be like, this is how you should figure out what people are good at. Mm-hmm. This makes sense. I guess psychologically it makes sense in a social sense.
Yeah. Your unique gifting and talents.
Yeah.
But then there's like the last step is just like the teams that are available or different ministries or different parts or serviceable teams that you could join, I guess. Then I was like, I don't know which one to pick. And then it was like prayer. And I was like, that's the one. I was like, okay, I'll go to that one. And then, yeah, that quest is opened up and expanded. But yeah, it's dope, bro.
I feel your prayers getting more powerful every day. But since all that's been unfolding too, it's like, and then, yeah, I'm telling you, I felt God when you were praying. I'm like, man, this dude's like a Charizard. This is crazy. Yeah, that's really cool in your story. That's just, I feel like, yeah, you're a powerful prayer. That's like a gifting or an anointing or something I'm seeing, like a fruit of your spirit,
Yeah, I think you as well. And I remember there's been a guest at one of our restaurants that you prayed for. You got a gift, man. You got a gift.
Oh, that was God talking through me with these sentences. I don't even that was just, yeah. Thank you.
Right.
I don't even know how you do that, like in that moment, I definitely felt like I let go and I just let God talk through me. And that was really cool. But you can't do that all the time. I mean, you can, but sometimes praying is like, it's a freestyling thing also. That it's like, let me touch that frequency and then let me just like play with what's here, like what I feel or what's happening. And that's kind of what you're doing with like music sometimes too. You're like, let me attune to that frequency and let me play. Let me see what I can say with my words and whatever story I'm trying to tell. So there's a similarity there. That's not just like I'm rapping, you know what I mean?
Channeling the next word of dialogue.
I don't know. I'm in there.
There's like a written speech and then something beyond a written speech,
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, you're touching archetypical stuff that you would say when you're praying. There's other times where it's, you're praying for something specific.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's
Mm.
crazy. Conviction's crazy too. If you're going to get into a prayer and you're really like, sometimes you're like praying with the authority of Jesus Christ over this thing, And there's like a serious, sometimes for me, there's like a seriousness that comes with that, You're like, please heal my friend. Like, he needs help. We need help. I love you. Like, have mercy on me. I don't
Mm-hmm.
deserve it, but please, like I get emotional right now, just even touching that frequency with y'all. But uh, I think that that's something about prayer too, that a prayer warrior brings to the table, in my opinion, is like a
Mm-hmm.
powerful prayer presence.
Yeah. Yeah. The way that they kind of framed it too, or like I guess there's one particular person who was like the representative head of this department. And then, yeah, she was like, this is a thing here, We're tapping into like a different kind of realm. Like you're stepping up into a different type of war or different type of interfacing with the creation, with the story.
Yeah, yeah, you are. Yeah, that.
Like stepping into that weird place
I'm
with
saying,
the mechanical elves, dog.
like, that territory is.
Watch out. Watch out. It gets deep in there.
Welcome to the wilderness.
You get attacked, bro.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
But we win. Sorry, continue.
feel
Sorry.
called to go there.
Mm.
Feel called to help rep, to put on the. I mean, like, the easy thing is basketball. It's like put on the uniform, get out there and like play some defense. Go crash the boards, kid. God gave you this.
We need you taking some charges out there in the name of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the mental image feels more like put on the chainmail, bro. Like, go out there in the front lines and hold the line, bro. We got a Jon Snow coming. So go do your best to try to commit yourself to holding the line, bro. Part of the Night's Watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, it's a different place.
There's been so many podcasts about, doing mega multivitamins and going to the mechanical elf place for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't even know what to make of all that, dude. I really don't. I mean, I also see a general rise in interest from a lot of people around me right now.
Interest in what?
An experience on a mega multivitamin.
Okay, heard.
Narrative wise, so like, I think it's maybe time for that, or I'm trying to. I'm
trying to see what's out there, man.
I feel like I need this. I'm getting to that spot where I gotta. I don't. They're trying to communicate like I need to evolve myself. I'm like, I'm trying to evolve myself. Like, I don't know what you're doing there. I know that there was a transformative capacity for me to understand and articulate a different dimension of what's going on with my relationship with consciousness that I couldn't conceptualize prior to those experiences. And that made me a more high definition, sharp resolution version of myself. And that helps me in my day-to-day life. Am I interested in doing more of that? Why not? I mean, I don't know.
Fair.
We work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we want to be a version of ourselves, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like the spirit of what it is staying sharp, and I don't know. So that feels like it falls into almost like a healthy living vein, is what I'm trying to say. It's plant-based DMT, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like ibogaine, for instance, like that's more treated as just like a drug, like a therapy. So you go there to deal with PTSD or addiction, mostly addiction. And then we've talked about this before, but just for anybody who doesn't know, this is a drug that has clinics in Mexico that operate, and what they're supposed to do is you take ibogaine, and then the ibogaine treatment lasts like maybe 3 or 4 hours is what I think it is. And then after that, there's like an 80% success rate in stopping whatever addiction they're dealing with. And then if you go for 2 sessions, then the percentage goes up to 95%, like success rate against the addiction. So people go there for opioids, which is like one of the harder things to get off of, or benzos, Xanax. So it's like pain relievers and benzos are the hardest things to get off of. They'll go do this ibogaine therapy and just be like done with it, just done with it, bro. And then they're like, so Governor Rick Perry is like someone who is trying to make way for these things to be legal in Texas because he went and had an experience, and he's like, yeah, man, it's the real thing. This really works, and it's akin to like an ayahuasca experience where you're going to be kind of tripping hard. You're tripping hard off of this stuff.
Ways that are not your ways, my friend.
Yeah. And then the firsthand experiences of this stuff, this guy that I trust says that it's like a life review. So like all the milestones, like you're like a kid and you have like your first birthday. And then like, you see your dad go to work for the first time and he doesn't come back and you like feel that emotion. And then like you go to school for the first time and you're in first grade. And then in the second grade, you like pee your pants. And it's like
people don't forget. People don't forget.
And you go through this like life review more or less. And then you are watching you go through this life review. And then at all these points, allegedly, I don't know if just digesting them through that lens is what it is, or like you learn what it did to you, and then you're able to like move on from that. This is the technique used for people to break their addiction. I don't know if that's a side effect of tripping hard. Like also the medicine makes you not crave what you're addicted to, but I think it's more the psychosomatic connection to your behavior based on your trauma. And then you do this life review, and then you're 95% success rate if you go for 2 sessions on tripping hard. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Sean Ryan be talking about that.
Yeah. Shout out Sean Ryan. He's a man.
Great podcast.
So
yeah, dude, what's going on in the mechanical elf place?
That is what I want to talk about.
That we're connected to,
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's crazy that. So is ibogaine like derived from a plant, or like it's like a pill, or like a?
It's derived from a plant. I know that.
And
I don't
you take
know
it through like a.
You eat it. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I don't know if you're just eating a leaf or like what.
I have no idea. But there's something going on there. There's definitely been a lot of research in like psilocybin and that kind of stuff. But that realm, that place, whatever is able to change.
No, for all the politically conservative people who are watching the podcast right now, I kind of wanted to bring up ibogaine just to express that like there are clinics out there doing this for people, like doctors and stuff. You know what I mean? So then we'll
doctor.
So what you try?
Don't question me. You got a doctor.
It just is administered orally, and it's like
so you drink it or you eat it.
Yeah. This one says in the form of a capsule.
Okay.
It's you can also chew the root of a shrub.
Is it man-made?
I think that they're taking the plant and then they're like refining it, pulling out the ibogaine from it.
I ain't no doctor.
I'm on Google. I'm on Google. It's just an irrelevant. It's not necessarily an irrelevant detail, but in the thought space, yeah. So that, I don't know because I haven't asked that question.
Yeah, no, ayahuasca is like a thing.
I think that's a plant
derived. Yeah, some sort of combination of 2 different types of plants that don't even grow next to each other. But that either way, those places just take you somewhere. There's something. What is the idea that what are the words we're pointing to? What is the thing that we are agreeing is there whenever we say that there's like, something happens outside of, like, you don't do anything. You're sitting in a room, but in whatever other thing is here as well. That thing is beyond your comprehension entirely. And you interface with it. And you're interfacing with it at whatever expression people are saying.
I don't know.
But tripping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, went to the other side, man. I saw behind the curtain, man.
With ibogaine, so it's
why is this a curtain?
A root bark, like tree bark, I guess, is where you find it. And then some people will chew on the bark with like shamans and stuff like that. if you're like maybe in Peru, I guess. She says most of the time in like a
That's
medical,
OG.
yeah, most of the time in a medical setting they have purified ibogaine, where they somehow have like a compound that they can turn into a powder, and then that powder just goes into pills, and you would just take the pills.
It's that easy.
Doctors, scientists. And so there you go.
Doctor.
Okay. There's MDMA research out there for soldiers with PTSD, where MDMA can let you walk through the trauma without feeling the trauma, and that allows you to overcome it on some level. And that they have studies doing this with success rates. Sean Ryan went to a place. I heard Joe Rogan say where it was, but I forget right now. But doctors, clinical setting, with like a anesthesia that they can turn up and down, and the anesthesia is just you on DMT. And then they're just like chilling with you for like, I think you said it's a 5-hour experience. And then they tell you beforehand, like, if you need to, like, if you need to go to the bathroom, just tell us, and they'll turn like down the DMT, and you can just like come back to your body, stand up, and you're like, yo, I'm in there tripping hard. Go to the bathroom, come back.
Okay, he's getting prepped. Going back in.
And he's like, all right, take me back up. Here we go. Lay back down, and boom. That's crazy. So that's just
Take
like,
me back up. Beam me up, Scotty.
conceptualize that. Then he says, have you heard the story about how they tell him, like, they ask him, do you want to pray over the...
Oh, yeah. I think you mentioned this.
I talked about it on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. With the aliens?
Yeah. I think his wife was praying on it, right?
Yeah, his wife's praying on the DMT, I guess.
In the name of Jesus?
The vials. Yeah.
In Yeshua?
Yeah. To heal his... This is Chase Hughes. I keep imagining Sean Ryan, but it's Chase Hughes who I'm talking about now.
Okay,
we were talking about Sean Ryan earlier.
Yeah.
Sean Ryan had the insight.
And ibogaine.
On ibogaine. But this is Chase Hughes talking about this. He's saying that his wife is praying and that she's asking for help with his heart and his stomach because he has problems. And then he gets in there, and immediately these aliens like rip him open in this other dimension, but he feels no pain. And then they just start working for like a solid chunk of time on his stomach and on his heart. And he had no clue that she had prayed for that. Then he comes out and tells her that that was his experience, and she's like, she's tripping.
She's probably tripping hard, bro. I'm tripping hard at that point.
You pray for that, they come right back out and tell you that's what happened. And what if he's better? You know what I mean? That's insane.
That's a weird thing, especially the not knowing. He's like, this is just what happened in that place. She didn't tell him beforehand for him to like, try to create that or try to feel that or try to experience that. So like, yeah, the not knowing part of it, and then for him to tell her that afterwards, I'm sure she was tripping hard. Tripping might not be the right word, but maybe just like reinforced. Just like, yo.
Left in disbelief.
There's some power. What's the name? Yeshua?
Yeshua? Yeah. You gotta remember. I'm talking to myself. You gotta remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on here, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's easy to forget.
Playing for a winning team.
Yeah.
Walk it.
I'm trying to think of ways like, or just make it as simple, or just like the bare bones is like Easter, bro. The bare bones is Easter. Or as far as like the foundational, it's like, yes, he was a real person, and yes, this happened. So that's
Yeah, you've been standing on that lately.
Mm-hmm.
You've been standing on that. You're like, was he real?
Did he exist, like, for real?
You've been standing on that.
It's like, yes. Like, history tells us yes, bro. Like, you could look into it all you want. And then did what happened happen? And he predicted it.
The meta counter argument is like, it's a lie.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the only meta counter argument to it. Is it's a lie.
Like, no, it didn't happen. It's like, well, I think it did. So it's like kind of like we really like fork off at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And allegedly, we're supposed to exist in this social space with people who fork off A lot of people forking off all the
You're
time.
forking off, man. Forking off.
Your job is to like evangelize and be the salt.
Fork on with me.
Spoon the forking offers.
Yeah.
And and you gotta be doing that. And that's cool. I'm here for that. I remember a version of myself that was just trying to be like a positive spirit for everybody. Like all exchanges, just a positive spirit. Hey, nice pants. Like the way the hair goes. Hey, I saw you killing on that. That's you, dude, crushing. What is that? A new fade, new barber? What's up? Go talk to the next person. Like, just trying to boom, 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 everybody. And that's Nuke Love, because like the more you give, the more you get. I was living on that positive feedback loop for a while, and then felt that feeling again, and I was like, oh yeah, bro, that's Nuke Love, bro. It's a stone I've already touched. But I feel called to that through Christianity too. That's what I'm trying to say. What are you supposed to? So that's with that context, what's your purpose? That's a big meta question. I think you're supposed to get to, and that's as far as I'm like, well, at least I can lift people up around me. I'm not sure what my purpose is, but how do you live knowing that, yeah, you're playing for the winning team and you walk in the authority of Yeshua, and what, you're trying to cook like Steph Curry, like. That's the context, you know what I mean? Well, my purpose is I'm not sure, but I'm in the kitchen where
I'm trying to cook for the kingdom.
yeah, like let's go. But yeah, now we've got this thing kind of going. I was talking to some Christians, and they were like, "I pray that you serve God in a way that's like powerful." It's like, thanks, I'm trying to do that. I have a podcast where we talk about God. I don't know if I'm contributing to the kingdom of God like quite yet, or if I can do it through that, but I'm doing that. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
And they were like, that's awesome. And the lady's like, I've been on a bunch of podcasts. So do you guys have guests? I was like, sometimes, yeah. Are you interested in being a guest? She's like a colonel in the Air Force and wrote up 2 books about how you use art to get over, like, as a therapy mechanism for PTSD. And that's like her specialty. I was like, that's super interesting. I'd be definitely interested in having you as a guest on the show. But that was like based from a rooted Christian conversation. Just about, I don't know if that came from church. They were talking about being in the church and that she was Methodist and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, my dad's a pastor. And that's how we got there. Because
in the church.
That's what I'm saying. So like that lens, that perception, just living in that, then all of a sudden we had like a really great guest for the podcast. Or I could have just been like cold or not like cared what they said, or been like, oh, these fucking church people, All the interactions you could be having all the time happen through the lens in which you're filtering through those things. That's kind of blowing my own mind sometimes.
Standing on it.
Do you think we can ever answer the question, what's our purpose?
Our purpose is to try to live out God's purpose, for our lives.
Jordan Peterson's spirit engaged me just now and said, and what do you do with that? What does anyone do with that? It's like, live your narrative and try to uphold the spirits that these axioms exist in. Even though that brings about backward suffering somehow. Shout out prayer team. It's kind of prayer team.
There's something going on here. And we're not there all the time. You know what I'm saying? Why like that? We're obviously not there all the time because we fall into addiction, but there's like something that's going on at a different level than like what's like the addiction level, like our physical expression, the mental, the mind, whatever that is. Mechanical elves, Michael.
What is that?
There's things going on all the time that we're not consciously in touch with, but we are directly affected by. You know what I'm saying?
Joe Rogan says he consistently sees jesters in this place. He's not the only one. And that these jesters made him realize that he takes himself too seriously because they're like laughing at him and like giving him the finger. They're like flipping him off. And then he's like, oh, they're calling me an asshole. And then he's like, am I an asshole? And then he's like, I take myself too seriously. And then the jesters were like, stop flicking him off. And they're like, aha, aha, he gets it. He gets it. And then he was like, oh, that is what's going on. Damn. And then they like, like,
Disappear.
left him alone or went to go do something else or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was like a major thing for him. It's like a big takeaway from one of his first DMT experiences where he was like different afterwards. And then, but he's like, they're there, they do that. And then Joe Rogan's saying this, and he's saying, I think that maybe that's the first gesture ever. Just the idea of like the king takes himself too seriously. Like, you're an asshole. And that's like when he said that I didn't like.
That's what it's supposed to represent.
Right. That's where I'm at with it. But he just said it like, I think it's the first gesture ever. Like lives in infinity. Went to the metacave. But I think more it's a representation of that spirit, right? So then you're going to take something that takes you to a place where the representation of spirits are. Okay, that's insane. That's like Legend of Zelda stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then is that place real? That's the like.
Define real.
Like couch and stuff.
Definitely not couch real. No way. It's beyond couch. It's beyond a thing that you sit on. It's beyond sitting. It's beyond existence.
Yeah. But Jordan Peterson makes the argument that he's trying to say sitting on like chairs with people, and he's like, that place is more real than this place. And that's why this makes sense to me, like contextually, which defines my purpose. I mean, look at Jordan Peterson's purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy, bro. It's like, with that context,
love
what's
him.
your purpose?
Praying for him.
Shohei Ohtani of that question, dude. I mean, hitting dingers, dude. And I also did want to transition to the Jordan Peterson segment of the podcast.
Yeah. Nice. Nuggies.
Welcome to the Jordan Peterson Corner.
We love him. You know we love him. We're going to mention him. We're going to shed light on Jesus and Jordan Peterson. He's like down the line, but like Jesus for sure. But then Jordan Peterson's like, come on. He's not, I guess, publicly Christian, but he's definitely gone through the biblical series of like Genesis and Exodus in a video lecture series. And then also the We Who Wrestle with God book and the Torah. And he's just like digging in on under the hood. He's dude. Under the hood, bro. I just listening to those lectures, bro. It's like listening to episode 2 on just him talking about this creation itself, being experiencing creation. That's what we're doing here. Yes. We're not.
Yes.
We are experiencing creation. There's something that's generating creation
through consciousness
and our experience and our ability to experience it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know. How could anyone stand on their own understanding of anything? There is certainty, I guess, in like scientific discovery.
You have to have
feel
some.
for that. There's some, but yeah, right?
You have to. I think of it, it's like the Cowboys. Why did the Cowboys, how are they standing on business like that? You ever just see like a Western where the Cowboys roll up and they're just like, ain't your town, bucko? Like, that's just for standing on stuff. But I feel like that in real life sometimes. You just got to be standing like, this is my ranch, like not for no reason, but just because that's the only way to navigate the world is to be like, these are my belief systems. Or like, I'm sticking up for this, or like, and there's no reason for you to have that certainty. You just gotta be a cowboy, baby. That's what. And then you learn, right? That's how you get the learning model going. And then I guess there's some kind of you're raised to believe you're gonna work a job and you're gonna engage in culture. You're gonna have a family. So there's some context for why, as a kid when you're growing up, you have to like be a person in society. I guess what I'm saying. That's kind of like. We're experiencing creation, but then we're raised to take that creation and engage in society with it. So that kind of like sets the narrative in play for what is your interaction with consciousness. That's kind of outside of you.
Everyone else is also simultaneously experiencing consciousness as well.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yes.
And we're also aware of that too. And we exist there, but we also exist like without them.
Yes.
But we definitely exist with them. Like we're all in this together. We're like, we're all in the same world, like in the same realm.
Yes.
At the same time, everyone's existence is right now. We're all sharing the now.
That's the thing about the roads. We didn't quite touch on it how I wish we would have. That's the thing
Okay,
is,
yeah. Let's revisit it. We could open that.
thank you.
Open it up.
Thank you for the
Open
opportunity.
it up. Let's open it up. Let's get deeper.
Thank you.
That's what we're here to do.
Been watching the film on that. Like, I didn't really touch it. The thing is like we're all just on the road. Like, there's no like you just wake up, get in your car, and you get on the road with a bunch of people who are just also on the road, and you're all working together to not die, going 80 miles an hour. You and like the 20 people you're around. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, that's insane, dude.
It's deep in the deep. It's deep in the deep, yet it's nothing. It's deep in the deep, yet it's nothing.
We treat it like
nothing.
People are just vibing.
Different universes in those cars.
Makeup in the car, and I get it. I'm fucking
families.
Be looking for stuff on my phone sometimes.
Solo people, school buses, concrete, producer, or like truckers. We're all just executing, doing our life, sharing, operating in the now that we've been given, the experience of the now that we've been given. But there's someone who gave us that experience. Just like, people are like, nah, it's random. It's random.
I don't think I just feel like they haven't thought about it. I just think you haven't thought of, or you have thought about it and you're lying to yourself, and that happens all the time. All the time, it's okay. It's okay. A lot of people lie to themselves. Probably lying to yourself right now about something.
We all are. We're all guilty.
It's like
we're all sinners. No, not one.
That's what I'm saying. Me too.
No, not one.
Of course. She sure says me too. Wait, that's something else.
Whoa.
No, but you get it, dude.
Yes. No, not one, bro.
But sometimes you can just remove like a clear lie and then get these sharper HD thoughts. That's what I'm saying. You haven't thought about it. Because when you think about it, you get to the next thought. And then that next thought in the collective unconscious, we would similarly all get to the next thought. Then you think about all those thoughts. Then you have to get to the next thought. And then, like, I think sometimes we're doing these psychedelic mega multivitamins to get to the next thought. And some people get stuck. And so I think when you're stuck, sometimes it's because, like, you're lying to yourself about the thought. Like, you're not executing. Like, if we all, once you get to a place where you like understand what's good for you, or you're contextualize, that's one thing. It's hard to contextualize all this engagement with consciousness. A lot of times we're just like beep booping. I remember beep booping for years.
I gotta go to work. Just using the road, using the car you're in, using the roads that are built for you to go to work.
If you're 15, you kind of want to be beep booping.
Beep booping.
You want your 15-year-old beep booping.
Boop beeping.
Yeah, run the program, run the sim.
Focus on being a good person.
Fucking beautiful advice, dude. But it gets to a point when you're, I don't know, for me at least, for sure, it felt like we gotta like go forth, dude. We're trying to go forward to the call to adventure, which requires, we're like setting the tone. Like, this story would be potentially, the sequel is supposed to have like more action or be more sophisticated than like the original. And then you're living in the sequel of the original that was like your parents. And yeah, granted, that keeps happening. What I'm saying is, like, this is supposed to be like maximally exciting in a way that no one's ever seen. And you're an I story right now. That's going to require us to like, do our best. And then if you think about doing your best, if you've thought about it, you get to a point where it's like, you really know what that is. And then to get to the next thought, you'd have to like execute and make that known territory before you'd able to turn the corner on okay, now what happens when you're doing all of this and this, like, that's like Kobe Bryant territory,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how are you recovering? Because like, that's the next thought. I'm doing all this shit, but now my knees are shredded. It's like Peyton Manning's on that. I'm going to go to Germany and get this, at that time, experimental drug in my shoulder. It's basically stem cells. And no, it's not stem cells. It's just a blood doping. And then Kobe also went to Germany to go do this blood doping to heal from his Achilles. And they both got better and came back. And then people knew at that point, like, oh shit, that Germany should be working. You heard about Peyton Manning? That Germany should be working.
Got Super Bowl.
And that was like locker room talk for like a lot of people at that time. Because like that's all I'm saying though, is that like you get to a place. And so some people trying to tell me that this is a lie, or it's not worth being a good person, or I'm gonna do bad things with malintent because who cares? Because this is random chaos. It's like you're either lying to yourself or you haven't thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Yeah, dude.
Shout out Jordan Peterson for engaging
Jordan
me with
Peterson.
these thoughts.
This guy.
I tell people, you were talking about things we talk about. I tell people I love Jordan Peterson so much. I have a part of my podcast where I just talk about him. That's how I contribute. I think he's a rock star. He's like a
Rock star.
He is literally a Nietzsche for right now. And I don't even know if you have, I don't even know if I have contextualization for who Nietzsche really was at the time. I'm saying, like,
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about like Freud, Sigmund Freud, popular, iconic, pop culture. You know the name,
Mm-hmm.
wrote books, has a connotation to it. Like, we have a Sigmund Freud right now who's like writing generational stuff. He's the man.
Luca, like prime Luca, but he's like winning all the chips, bro. Beyond anything we can conceptualize.
Yeah. If you care to have a modern day Gandhi,
Contributing to the, I don't even, yeah. Not a prophet, but, you know.
no, yes, no, yeah, no. Maybe.
Gandalf.
Meta prophet.
Dumbledore.
Yeah. A herald, perhaps.
Dumbledore for real.
He's thought about it. That guy's thought about it for real. Like, what I'm saying, I just don't think you've thought about it. He's fucking thought about it. He's gone so deep to understanding what engaging with consciousness is.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And he has real answers because he had real questions. He spent his life dedicated to clinical psychiatry and then helping people who are suffering from, you know, he said for a long time, antisocial behavior. It's like if you just have social behavior and you know what the right thing to do is and you generally can take care of yourself, then you don't like need clinical psychiatry work. But when you struggle with that, and we all struggle with that on some level, that's when you need help with like what he's dealing with. So antisocial behavior, which is, it's a lot of meta stuff, understanding the personality traits and stuff like that. He really knows people. He really understands our common experience. His vantage point and his take on society through time and his best-selling books has proven to be generationally impactful. So that's what I'm saying. He's like a Gandhi for real right now. I don't know what Gandhi exactly represented, but I know like I think that they will quote him in like 20 or 30 years like that. He's one of those people. That's why we talk about him on the podcast. Finally, just released something yesterday saying that he's trying to recover. He's upset that he can't be on camera making more stuff, but he's releasing lectures via audio to start putting out more content and get back into the, you know, he wants to be doing whatever. He didn't know how to describe it. He's like, I want to do what I do. And so I'm going to start doing it how I can do it and then build back up so I can be back on camera. It's like, that's really nice. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's back.
Crazy. I'm back. Yeah. I think if it was fake, that's one thing I was saying. Like, is this AI? Is this AI? It's like, I don't know. I think if it was fake, though, I think Michaela Peterson probably would have addressed it as such and would have said by now it's fake because it's been out
from
for
his Instagram.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if it was a mistake or if it was a lie, I think Michaela Peterson has probably already been asked that question. Her response is probably already out. Definitely by the time this is out, that'll be out.
She was watching. Well, yeah. Okay, fair enough. I imagine her dad, she knew because they work together.
Her dad.
Yeah, so I imagine she knew he was going to release that. So I'm sure she watched it for a little bit, but also didn't care. But that's what I don't know. It does sound like an AI voice. A lot of people were saying.
Almost, you know. I was like, is this AI?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
The most liked comments were ones saying that maybe he used. You want to hear some crazy shit, dude? My dad, deep in AI. Deep.
Okay. Deep.
Actually, he's put together a package, like a suite of programs using AI for transcribing. Like the flagship is
transcribing what?
So like you can be at church. This is he's working on a nonprofit that is distributing this to churches right now. So the pastor will have a microphone on and then it will go like he'll be talking and then it will be transcribed
different languages,
over 20 languages, like right onto their phone if they just like scan the barcode or like connect to the website or download the app. And then that's like the flagship program, but then he has a bunch of other ones that also do other things. And then he's like, right now it's a nonprofit, but and he's trying to distribute it to as many churches as possible, but it's gathering a lot of steam, so it's like turning into a thing. It's kind of crazy. So
That's lit, dog.
super lit, right?
Finna blow up.
It's pretty crazy. So he's working on it like all the time. So then he pulls me in his office and he's like, get like find a moment in this podcast where you talk for like 10 seconds straight. And I was like, I think like right here, I kind of going on something. And he's like, all right, cool. And then we go do something and we come back. He's like, come back upstairs. He's like, okay, I've had this thing working. I should be able to. And then it's just like me reading a book, and it's like my whole voice for like 30 seconds. And I was like, that's crazy, dude. He's like, check this out. And then he hits play, and then it's Matthew McConaughey. And he's like, yeah, that guy Matthew from the MJ38 podcast. Yeah, I really like what that brother's about, man. I like what he's doing. I appreciate that he's doing what he can in the space. And his friend Justin, man, they're just so funny, man. They crack me up. And it's like perfect.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. This is crazy.
Yeah. And then we were just laughing about it, but it was spot on, bro. I mean, it was nuts.
It's so funny. Oh, gosh. AI's getting wild, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So I wondered if he,
Dude, that's gonna blow up for real.
dude, he's going off. He's really going off.
This is popping.
And it's cool. He's like, he could have made it a business and like be trying to sell it, but he's just like, I just want it to be, I want to do a nonprofit, and I'd rather just give it to these churches and then just develop these relationships and then have a lot of users. That way, if like a lot of people are using my stuff, then I can refine it and make it better. And then if I can kind of like be the dominant name in the space and just like be the first one there and then stay on top of that. And
Just transcribing.
I guess he told me that's the
Audio.
flagship, and then he's got like 5 or 6 other things like with dictation and with AI that allow, and also I think it's like maybe meta stuff within the church, like for numbers and accounting and stuff like that, just utilizing AI.
Hmm.
I don't know how he's AI is a crazy thing.
I'm trying to get, I'm like, would like to get into that space or learn more about that place, That's on the cutting edge. That's cutting edge stuff, Matthew. He's building his own shish kebabs.
One thing is context. Like if you're in the,
That's litter. That's lit, bro. That's cash. That's cash money. That's cash.
I think he told me there's like, I don't know. There's definitely one big church and one
Valuable.
big conference that he got greenlit, and then they used his stuff at that conference, and it went over really well. And then a lot of people were very interested in the fact that he does it for like no cost, or like really maybe just like a setup fee or like whatever the equipment costs. But that and it's like a church-based nonprofit. So yeah, like blowing up. Pretty cool. And yeah, he's like in his 50s, you know what I'm saying? He's been cooking on the cutting edge his whole life. There's a lot of stuff where he'll be like, do you know how this works and this works and that works? And I'll be like, yeah. And he's like, okay, I thought of that before that happened. Like I knew that's what had to happen next. And then someone made that. And like there's like a few different things in the internet space where it's like you didn't used to be able to like maybe it was like the router. I think he was telling me like the way a router works. It was like, well, originally had internet and we wanted wireless internet, like, and maybe the router, but it's also the other thing was domains for websites, like the organization of the website within the websites themselves, and how you would have web pages with domains and things like that. It's like I knew that was how you could program the internet to work, but I didn't work for like fucking Bill Gates, so I didn't. Wait, that's the guy, right?
For what?
For Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like if he was like at the top of Microsoft, I would have like been on the team that could have implemented that because I believed in that. I had the vision for that. But I'm trying to say that he's so engaged with cutting edge technology his whole life that he's always like seen what the next step was. And then with AI, he really dug super deep and had like built his own models and stuff like that. So he's like living on that cutting edge. So then he works in the church where they have like these problems. Then he's on the cutting edge of the technology, and then was just like, I've seen it so many times where it's like, this is the answer. Someone implements it. So I just fucking implemented it, and then we're cooking. That's so cool.
That's cash.
So cool, bro.
Cash.
But if you're in a trench, it's really easy to see why you need a trench post, or what the right kind of trench post would be. Like if you're in deep rooted in the problem, it's like, we need this kind of valve, not that kind of valve. Like this thing doesn't fucking do the thing we need it to do. Then you make a valve and that thing sells for like $1 million. But you would never think of that if you weren't like in the oil rig. you know?
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. He'll be able to transcribe verbal audio quickly, or like instantaneously, or like pretty quick feedback. I'm sure you have to have some sort of latency, or like
Yeah,
analyzation time, or translation time.
I think it's pretty fast. I think it's
Either way, though, yeah, a couple seconds, whatever.
as fast as it can possibly be, I
That's
think
dope.
would be my dad's answer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Like whatever the cutting, like this is the cutting edge.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
as fast as we've gotten it there, it's
yeah,
like right there.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what else is that useful for? Sermons for sure. But
Yeah.
then if people want to translate their concerts or movies or
Definitely people's that like have hearing impairment
mhm,
helps a lot with that
mhm,
community.
podcasts,
Yeah. Um,
that's lit.
the translation part's crazy. It helps a lot for sure. Like there's a Korean woman that goes to a church that doesn't really understand English very well, but then now his software like dictates the Korean language, and then
Mhm.
she went from just being in church.
Does it
to, like-
play an audio in the language, or does it just translate it like captions?
I think that's what he's working on is that it can, and then he can make it Matthew McConaughey if he wants to.
That would be lit. That'd be lit. Give me Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Nah, he literally was like, "Don't get me sued." So he's not really going to use Matthew McConaughey, but he was just like practicing it. But you build a voice model. He can build a voice model.
He get a deal with the person whose voice it is, and a deal with the person who's getting the voice.
Yeah, right. That would be it.
Mhm.
To use their likeness. And then he told me that yeah, like 10 seconds is like 80% accuracy. If he can get 10 good seconds, and if he can get like I think he said if it's like 15 minutes, it's a lock. If there's a point in time where they like if it's someone who's like a narrator or
Podcaster.
yeah, I guess like a solo podcaster, then his model's like 100% accuracy. It's just hard. Not everybody just talk like you can Matthew McConaughey because he reads his book Green Lights.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of
People who
situation
read their
like
audiobooks.
that. Yeah.
If we had an audiobook, we would definitely read it, right? Come on. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's dope that David Goggins does somebody else reading it, but then he like interjects in between chapters and then kind of talk about it at a little bit deeper
It was different.
lens.
It's good art to do
I
something
appreciate
different.
the voice though, you know. I love JPP just talking to me, bro. Those original lectures in the book, just daggers, bro. It's just watching Prime Jordan. Just watching Prime Jordan
Yeah.
win 6 in a row. It's like just start to be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a Bulls fan this year. I like this Michael Jordan kid, and then he goes on to win 6 out of the next 8 or whatever it is.
You've got a nice voice. I can be a little nasally. I gotta like get here with you. I gotta drizzy it up. That's what I tell myself. I'm like,
A little more drizzy.
present your voice well. Because otherwise sometimes I'll be like, hi. Welcome to my podcast.
I think everyone has that. Like disgust is a strong word, but dislike towards their own voice is definitely a thing that
That's a
people
thing, right?
have. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, even when my
For
dad was
sure.
playing my freaking voice, I was like, I sound like a nasally little fucking complainer. I don't like that. But no, I'm just being hypercritical for no reason. You're right. Everybody doesn't like their voice on camera. You got a nice voice, though. I bet you don't think that.
I don't know. Yeah, not really.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes I guess you know what I'm saying if you feel you have a normal cadence but you're not really hitting that well. Or you're stuffy, you know what I'm saying? You just get stuffy, bro. You get allergies, those are real.
Dude,
Those are real, dog.
I think I have a deviated septum.
Oh god.
I can't really breathe through my nose like my whole life.
Oh no.
Apparently, that's like deviated septum will do that, though. It's just like the nasal passage at one point is like impinged somewhere, just like from birth.
Oh.
Yeah. And like there was accusations when I was a kid that I might need an inhaler, but I was just a mouth breather. I'm just a mouth breather. I need to do them.
Accusations. I seen it, y'all.
No, you're really huffing and puffing.
He needs an inhaler.
This is prime first grade PE soccer. I'm laying it on the line. That's why
I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to get a hat trick. Okay.
I'm over here about to puke, lady. This is 90 minutes of me in the theater of dreams. But shout out soccer, shout out World Cup. But yeah,
In a cup world.
I think I have that deviated septum. And then I wonder, I could get it fixed, right? This is a surgery people have, like an elective surgery. And then if have you seen the ads for like the things that'll pop your nose
Yeah,
out?
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Hormozy always be wearing them things.
Yeah. So I think I have that thing. I could be wrong, but it is hard for me to breathe through my nose. Like it's not like I'm always stuffed up. Like I always have allergies, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so it's really, even when I work out, they would always say like the best way breathing mechanism is to like have some kind of inhale and then an exhale. Yeah, I like can't do that, bro. Like my whole life competitively, just mouth. I have my own figured out my own way to breathe through my mouth or like hold my breath at times to just like not breathe, which isn't always oxygen is better, right? But yeah, I'm saying right. But I have like
Gotta breathe.
a natural exercise rhythm for like when I'm lifting weights, like how I breathe while I'm, what I'm saying? I've done it so many times. But if I get this thing, my life might change and my voice might change.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if I just go get this surgery and I'll come back and I'm like, hello, everybody. I didn't even get... There's times where my voice gets low if I got some bass. Hey, guys, my name's Matt.
You became a Texan. You own an oil rig.
Howdy, y'all. And my snake skins.
My snake skin boots.
It's hard for me to put bass in my voice and not go straight to cowboy. It lives in the Southern comfort. Tennessee honey dripping out my mouth.
Dripping out my mouth.
Dripping down my beard. But no, but that might happen for sure. This is me consciously putting more bass in my voice. This is what I want to talk about is how much should you think about how you talk? I don't want to keep doing this.
Singers have to hit tunes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hit notes. There's a legitimate aspect of what we're talking about here.
I know Drake does. He's got like 3 different voices he uses. He's got like just regular American, then he's got Canadian, then he's got slime Canadian, then he's got Jamaican somehow. It's a bomba clot.
Yeah, it's
he's got the I need a Max
presentation. Presentation.
For sure. The laugh is another thing. Should you consciously have a laugh?
I think you have one. It's just in there. Everyone experiences humor, right? Right. Or do some people just not experience humor at all? They just don't toy with it or give it any value. But I think it's there. I think it's a stat. I think it's partially a stat. Or maybe a habit or instinct or something that's built into the experience. It's humor. Humor exists. People be laughing, but it's like, so should you have a conscious one, I guess is the question? Or like...
Jordan Peterson spirit. Do you have the laugh or does the laugh have you? I felt it.
It's Russia.
Yeah, I backed it up. He gets hot. He gets hot up there. I don't know. I'd have to get into the zone, but
no. I'm saying like the reversal.
Yeah. No, yeah, because I don't know. The laugh happens to you almost. Someone says something funny and you can't help but laugh. That's like the best laugh.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. So something that's happening to you is something that it's just.
It's just the same thing about like romantic feelings. He's like, do you have the romantic feelings or do the romantic feelings have you? Like the spirits get. You're serving the spirit. Are you serving it like consciously or is that like on purpose or are you, does it have you? Does it have you gripped? Is that a bad thing? So he's thinking about the stuff. Deep
in the field.
Now, allegedly, those things, the spirits of those things would be in the DMT realm. Would you even want to engage with them? How would you engage with them?
Yeah, I guess what do you see when you're tripping?
Allegedly.
And even that, something beyond that. It's just your experience of it, or conceptualization of it.
Allegedly, the mechanics of this game, you go into those places and they help you. That's crazy, right? These meta things, these...
Right.
Yeah, these inner lore dragons that exist on core level that sit at the, like, pantheon.
The baseline, unobservable foundation of your experience.
Right. And if you want to contextualize that, they're like God, like put into place, like meta story, narrative, guardian, more or less, like things that you can't really conceptualize that exist in this space and take form and shape, present themselves to you in an understandable way. They're benevolent. that they'll help you with your stuff. Like even the jesters who are scary, like we're like helping him, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's nice. But also, allegedly, that's where evil spirits live there too in these places.
Mm-hmm.
Demons.
It's the upside down.
Yeah, you can put your, right.
Some demogorgons down there.
You could accidentally get, like a demigorgon can get like your scent and start wanting to creep into your life potentially if you accidentally let it in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's scary as hell, boy. I ain't trying to, what? So I think the church would say not worth on the DMT stuff. Not worth, bruh. How about water? You need water, and it's a good answer.
It's just Christ. Christ does that. Christ can do that.
Why are you going over there to try to fix your life?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come to me.
I created that. Beyond that.
Chase Hughes is like praying on the thing and then using it like as medicine, trying to heal himself. That's where I'm like,
not willingly or whatever. It was on shop. No, whatever. Chase Hughes.
yeah,
but not even knowingly. Rather.
I still think that the answer would be just go to Jesus. Like get on your knees and pray to Jesus for help. Like that's the
look into it. Just look into it a little bit. You know, maybe it happened for real. It still can't even. It's hard to. You can't quite get your head around that. Even to be there, you know, there are people who saw him do all these things, and then before he even departed, there are people who doubted. Like Matthew 28, like all the way to like the very end.
Of course.
After he had
Of course.
did the thing, hit the game-winning bucket, come back and then dip after 40 days, hundreds of witnesses.
I just realized one of the craziest things.
People still doubted.
One of the craziest things about the Bible at all is that there were people who were transformed. Like
started the church.
Yeah.
Started the church.
Like, of course there were doubters and people like they wanted to crucify him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so hard for anyone to wrap their mind around that, for them to Hosanna to crucify him, you know, that fast. Like what's going on there? You brought that up on a podcast. You're like, what happened? That lives in my head as a meme. It's like with it.
1 week later.
What happened? It's like looking at a football team that blew the lead.
Just the Spurs in the second half.
What happened?
How could this possibly be?
Yeah.
This is a tragedy.
Yeah. But I'm saying, of course, there's doubters. Of course, there's still people that doubt. But there were people who were so transformed, so like truly transformed. And they were like, no, this was real. This was real. Yeah, that's amazing for sure. I'm telling you, bro, if you pray in faith, like the Roman centurion, not sure what the word is. Guard.
I think it's right.
Centurion.
Yeah. Or sentry. Either way.
I love that story. I love how it's depicted in The Chosen. It's one of my favorite parts in the whole of The Chosen. It's just like, because you understand the thing. It's like he's convinced. The same way the guy on the cross next to Jesus at the buzzer beater, like became convinced. He's like, oh, you are the Messiah. And then he's just like, help me with my problem. Like I have a problem. I'm doing something immoral because it's a gray area, but out of love, I love my kid. Please heal my kid. You can do this. You could do it from like the sound of your voice. And then Jesus just like, not shook by that, but like praises it. He's like, this is the faith. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is the most faith I've seen in this sound. Like, he gets it. It's like what I feel like he's saying there, you know?
Yeah. And
what he's pointing to is like, Jesus can fix it for real. Like, if you were actually vulnerable enough, like you see Theo Vaughn, like being really, truly emotionally open and vulnerable, you know? Put Jesus into the brood of it. And then like,
foundation.
And you gotta know that that's more powerful than DMT. That it's more powerful than anything. It's the authority of everything.
The Holy Spirit.
Just like touch it. Just touch it, Jesus. Like,
get in there.
If your little garment just touched it. If you accidentally walked by me and brushed me, I would be healed. That's how like this guy's LeBron James, but makes LeBron James look like a middle schooler.
Just beyond anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like our capacity to even contextualize it is so limited. But that's the answer to the DMT Christianity. the fact that it's drugs and it rubs. This fly's killing me, dude.
That's all good. Won't run into it, but is it wrong? Is it a sin?
Mm.
I don't think so.
I just don't
If it's not illegal or whatever, as far if that bears any, you know, any impact on the emotional outcome of how you feel about what's going on.
I think it's I'm trying to draw a metaphor, and the only one that really comes to my mind is like doping in baseball. Because I think gotta be like, you don't need to, like, yeah, it's like mental steroids, but like you don't need to do that. You're a champion without using the steroids. You're kind of doing something that you don't need to do. And I didn't really intend for you to be all doped up to get there. It's like, I got you. But at the same time, like, if you just want to be a better person in your relationships, you know what I mean? Like, come on, you know, you want to be like a better dad or whatever. I'm sure it helps.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be a better husband and you're struggling with yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Right.
Do you want to pause?
Come here. No, we're gonna get him live. Got him. Get out of here. Like Manu with the bat.
That was crazy. Yeah, Manu got the bat. I know that story, but I don't know that story.
I think it was a playoff game, maybe a finals game, but definitely a playoff game. And there was like maybe either way, game Spurs in San Antonio, and then there was like a bat flying around the stadium, and then it kind of swoops low onto the floor, and then Manu Ginobili just Sasakai's that thing.
Nice.
Hit them with the ra. And yeah, has to get, I guess, like shots and stuff because of that. But killed the bat.
That's cool.
Just swatted it out of the air and killed it. It's like, yo, this guy's crazy, man.
That's a wrestling narrative. He sacrificed himself for everybody else.
Gotta take it out.
It's the best thing you can do. It's the best option. Anytime you have an opportunity to do that. But the inclination is hard to develop, perhaps. But Ginobili does seem like someone who has developed his relationship with consciousness into a way where he would put himself on the line for the team. I think that that's a worthy cause. Can you get there without... Could I have gotten to those thoughts without mega multivitamins? I don't know. Or without Jordan Peterson, probably not either. That's what I'm saying. This is consciousness thoughts I told you I want to talk about last week, but we didn't really get in there either. But
okay,
we've been brushing on it the whole time. But it's just like your relationship with consciousness is kind of like everything. Like you are conscious. It's like, what are you doing with that? You need some context, and then you need some purpose. Is that self-derived or is it narrative-driven? Is that a belief system that gives you the
both and?
Right? Yeah. I don't know. Is that an objective truth or a subjective truth? It's like, see, this is where you got to be a cowboy. You just got to stand on some shit. You know what I mean?
I think it's both, right? Yeah, like there is an objective truth and a subjective truth. I mean, a subjective truth, but you exist. You know what I'm saying? And there's truth you can derive from your experience.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is that I think that your relationship with consciousness is a little bit more 3D than that. Because that is like those are the questions. Those are the right questions. And I think that you are obviously living in subjectivity. And my learning model says if you align with objectivity, good things happen. And there are two different things. But I think that like Timothy Chalamet is like, he's like, sometimes life's coming at you and sometimes you feel like life's coming to you, but life really starts happening when you realize life's coming through you. That's like a famous quote. It's something like that. Bars, dude. But yeah, I think that there's something to that. Like your intention, like you are the gravity center for the consciousness, or your future is undefined potential, but you're also defining it with your present. Like you can do it consciously. That's what your consciousness is doing. Mm-hmm. But you just don't always know that you're doing that. Mm-hmm. Have you seen this science that allegedly how you convert your present into future redefines the way that your past has happened? Have you seen this?
Maybe. I don't think so.
This is current science in the last like week or two. It's been going viral. I don't think
so. Okay, so like literally it rewrites your story?
Yes. Like on a string string theory particle mechanism. They're like, this is the newest development. Like, string theory is so hard to explain to anybody.
Okay.
Multiverse, anything can happen.
With you, potential.
Something about, and I haven't dug deep into it. Maybe I will for next podcast. But the headline is that the way that you're engaging with your present and going into your future, that the way that those particles pass, I don't fucking know. The past gets reshaped in the process of your present going into future. And the way that that manifests is like a decision that you made can be a good decision when if you continue down that narrative line and you stay in there. But then what could be a good decision, depending on what happens in the future, like you moved in with that boyfriend, but then it wasn't like a good relationship, and now the girl has to like leave and maybe go back live at home with their parents. Like it can be a good decision or a bad decision, and then that like reshapes the narrative of the past as it goes forward. And then that's like a scientific theory study fact now, but then it translates into like the meta narrative that we live. And then allegedly, if you're going forward at good or optimum, the way you're supposed to be going forward, then your past is solidified and determined to be like good choices. But those good choices can be shifted into bad choices, just depending on your perception of how your life's going.
Mm-hmm. That's powerful.
That's powerful stuff, bro.
It's powerful power we've been given. It's powerful power.
It screams as to why you want continuity with your meta narrative of your own life.
Yeah, you want to be a slave to something or given order and instruction somewhat to follow. Make it simple. Super simple. But it's so complex. We just out there driving.
What's your simple, bro?
Let's keep it simple. For me, personally, simple. It's just waking up, working out, reading the Bible, doing something I enjoy doing, I'm good at doing. That helps me and my family eat and live relatively comfortably with the future in mind. And do that most days of the week. Then go to church at least once or twice a week or whatever. And that's pretty chill. I could do that. But then hopefully I'm able to just feel that whatever the thing is that I do to support me and the family as far as the financial reality of things and work that has been created for us. If I could define the right proper work for me, or at least find something that fits in line with helping me do that and experience joy and like, glorifying God, or I guess whatever you're doing, you could be someone who glorifies God just on base level and then work a job at like Six Flags or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But eventually finding something and trusting in God to help you find something and fall into something that aligns with something that you are good at and enjoy doing and can get paid to do. And then also whatever your particular personality makeup is or disposition to different types of work. But we need to find the right proper work. Work is unavoidable. Unfortunately, it's part of the fall. That's what we're doing here. We exist. It's work. It's the whole thing. Like personal hygiene.
These are contextual things. Like you have consciousness, but also there's things happening like at you. You have to work. You have to integrate with society. You have to brush your teeth. Like this is it's not so simple as just you're conscious. There's more going on there. There's a lot of substructure. There's a lot. That's what we're talking about. Like politics is like a substructure of society, which is a substructure of your consciousness engagement with the context.
Yeah, because I guess to a degree, our individual exists within the collective societal. Like the apartments we're waking up in, someone had to build this, someone had to think about building this and all the roads, and someone had to build the roads and like design the roads. Like, and we inherit that from the past,
Yeah.
How we're acting now. What spirits are we allowing to influence what we're doing here, and what we decide here, what the procedures are, and what's the policies here? How are we going to conduct ourselves so that we can all do that, find the proper work for us? Because we gotta work, man. Because we gotta work, man.
I think what you were, your simple sounds anointed to me. That's it's beautiful.
Hopefully we could do that with this podcast. Right now I'm doing it with this restaurant stuff and doing whatever we gotta do with this marketing, photography. Trying to get into like wedding photography. That'd be tight. That'd be like relatively simple. Just get a couple more pieces of like flash equipment or whatever. And like just doing that. Because I know there was a guy I was working with, he was saying he used to do that a little bit, I think like during COVID. And then I was like, yo, because I think he said his dad is an officiant. So I was like, yo, holla at the boy. Let me get up in there one time.
Yes,
maybe I could do one for free and just like get a portfolio, or just get experience.
Develop a process. Like it's just a process.
Mm-hmm.
I need these shots, these videos. Like archetypically, I need these 30 pictures and these 10 videos, and then I need
these types of shots.
Yeah, that's it. And then take them back home and then go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can find some sick stuff on Instagram. I see some sick stuff for wedding photographers having cool edits and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Drop a couple cool edits on them, blow them away. There's one wedding photographer I follow that's like in there getting shifty, hitting all these crazy. He'll like film himself filming the wedding. It's so funny, bro. But then they go crazy. Like the videos go insane.
Yeah, seeing the people do, or the guy do it with the meta glasses. He's like wearing meta glasses and he's like recording a wedding. Getting in there.
Oh, that's funny.
It looks pretty solid. It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all.
Cameras are crazy. Yeah. Editing software is crazy.
Yeah, dude, and getting into AI with this, the photography and the videography, and getting into all that, trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah, understanding the
same type of realm.
I'm with you.
And then the podcast. So yeah, bro, I think, and that's what it's been. I guess the music was the thing that determined all of that. You know what I'm saying? I guess the music was derived from the idea of doing our own thing and being our own bosses, or that's I guess partially a subcontext of it, but I guess primarily more so I think it's more trying to get paid for creative expression.
Yeah,
it's like stand-up comedy or like podcasting or what I'm saying, whatever, like music. That's what it was. And now the music has turned into this. And I think the music is still the inspiration behind it. At least it was like the source, you know what I'm saying? We could still cook, bro.
I'm cooking.
Before Frank asked us to hop on a beat, you think we're gonna cook? We're gonna meet these people. We're gonna come out with an album, I'm sure. Something's gonna happen, dog. Whenever we have enough time, when the podcast takes off or whatever's going on is correct, and we have the right amount of time available to us in our story narrative, that's gonna come back around.
I have a beautiful dark twisted fantasy of just dropping an album that's just heat, dude. Just heat. Like it's like out of blue. What do you call it? Out of thin sky? Out of thin air?
Mm-hmm. Out of thin sky. Yeah.
Blue moon out of thin sky. Just boop. And yeah, dude, we got it for sure. I found that there was a while where I was waking up and working on music for like an hour every morning, and then I had like a folder, and then my dad had like cleared my computer, given me a new computer, or like rotated me into a better, graphics card. He had hooked up a graphics card for me, gave me a hard drive. Was like, this is all your old stuff. And then I just like put it in a folder at the bottom of my desktop and like forgot about it. And then opened it up the other day because I was like meta cleaning everything, including my desktop. And then was going through these files and then found the file in the file that was all of the morning workouts. And I'm playing some of these and I'm like, this is gas. This is gas right here. I'm just like jamming. I'm like playing Drake and I'm playing Forrest Frank and then I'm throwing this song on. And then I'm like getting stank face listening to like some of our older stuff.
Okay.
And then I'm like, dude, yeah, we just do this and we do this and we chop that. And then like, it's all right there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now we got new stuff to say. Oh my goodness.
Standing on Christ. But yeah, so I was thinking about that actually the other day. Like how that decision from way back, that there was something else here. You know what I'm saying? I guess that was kind of derived from some of those mega multivitamin trips, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It was like, there's something else here. Obviously.
Oh, this
obviously.
is fake as hell.
And then
I'll fall over when I touch it.
Something's going on here, obviously. And this just helped me realize that, at least. So then I was like, whenever that happened, and then we decided to pursue the idea of our creative expression and pursuing this plan of that, the idea of the feeling of like this is a plan that is sought out for us. I'm gonna chase this and pursue this idea. This is worthwhile.
Yeah, yeah.
And then to do
It's a
that
crazy thing.
and to keep doing that has like led us to being the servers on the restaurant, and then like meeting my wife, and then having this narrative be playing out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have something beautiful too. It's like you can't tell me his life isn't playing out harmoniously. You can't tell me that. I'm like watching it. You know what I mean? I've seen the beauty.
Yeah,
Your wedding was one of the best nights of my life.
it's so fun.
Not from like a egotistic point of view, but it was just like it was so beautiful. The whole thing, you know?
Mm. Yeah, I appreciate that. Of course, it was amazing.
The story of you guys is so beautiful, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. No, thank you. Thank you for being you, man. It was an awesome,
dog.
awesome night. We freaking partied playing Taboo till like 5 a.m.
Taboo's the best.
So fun, bro.
Taboo's the best.
The best,
It's
bro.
the best, dog. I'm sorry. That game is awesome.
I love it. I can't wait to tell your fucking
This is
I can't wait
words,
to tell your
bro.
kids about how we played Taboo till like 5 a.m. when you guys got married. It's fucking-
Such a fun time. The story's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. But we were talking about what were you talking about?
beauty and freaking stuff and things, bro. It's so funny how it's all so
Oh,
deep.
pursuing that, yeah. I guess
Oh, go ahead.
since the beginning of pursuing that, that was like a chain reaction of things that have led me down this path now to where I was like, oh, it's Christ. Like that's what was. I think I whatever wherever we go, there's someone who's like, it's just outside of it. It's outside of it, and I think he's the miracle that happened. That is like literally impossible. It's literally believing in a miracle, like the true something is. I guess what does that mean to you? What does that mean? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. What do you do with that?
Mm-hmm.
How do I engage with consciousness differently because of that?
Miracles exist,
We're so chained to our behaviors. We are. Everyone is,
of course. Habits,
for sure.
mental synapse patterns that have been fired over and over and over again that take precedent over whatever the actual optimum outcome for your story could be.
And for the most part, unless you have incredible parents, you're ill-equipped.
Sin.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go
Sorry,
off.
that's it. That's it. Done. That's the story.
That's facts, dude. You're ill-equipped to deal with everything when you're engaging with it all at first, but then at first is when you develop all those firing synapses. So like, there's just time. That's where a lot of people, I think, the deviations come from. It's like psychosomatic trauma from not being ill-equipped to handle with life when it happened to them, and then they develop bad neural patterns for how to deal with what happens, and then they need to go like seek help for that, whether it's like therapy or psychedelic drug.
Therapy.
Yeah, for real. Well, everybody needs that shit, man. Like almost
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, you're ill-equipped. We're all ill-equipped to deal with any of that shit.
Mm-hmm,
It's fucking hard to be a human.
It's too much. It's too much.
But it's important, and you can get healthy. You can get mentally healthy. You can get into a good space. You can find a positive way to engage with consciousness. That's what this podcast is about. It's like finding common ground for a way to positively engage with consciousness in a way where you feel like you enjoy your life. Truthfully, that's like the meta of what I'm always talking about. I'm trying to talk about with people.
Mm-hmm.
And then these other tidbits are fucking interesting. When we talk about how deep the intricacies go, and I love talking about serendipity and wonder, trying to understand what's happening in this narrative for sure. But also, I gotta operate this whip. You know what I mean? Like I gotta drive this human every day.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just settle into autopilot a little bit here and there.
Yeah, we have to. Like when we're driving on the road to work. We're all doing that. Sharing the road. That's one thing you were touching on. Irrefutably so. And Jesus did the same. He's a real person who did this for real, like us, like you and me. And then experienced that, and then came back. And knew it was going to happen. And doing all the other miracles and like controlling the storm and walking on water. It's like he has control and dominion over. And to multiply the food, you know what I'm saying? Or just drop bread from the sky. Like Old Testament. Just like I don't even need the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. But he has control over like our hunger, our thirst, nature, and death, in the future. Like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We don't have that. We don't have control over those things. Not in that manner. Doing miracles, you know what I'm saying, in those realms. It's like, no, I have control over these things. It's like, yo, those things kill us if we don't like get those properly aligned. It's like, oh, these things don't kill me. I can like, I've conquered these things.
Yeah. When he's like sleeping in the
Your
boat,
experience, like we are in an experience, but I've overcome the world.
what's going on there?
Maybe he's tripping. Maybe he's lying. But if he says if he did it and he said he was gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much do you legitimately believe that? You can't really unconvince me. You know what I'm saying? Like, de-evangelize me.
Yeah.
No matter how much you like maybe want to or want to be right or want to be construed as intelligent or intellectual or whatever.
Kill him.
Smarter than
Kill him, bro.
God with your sleep needing self. And you just be, you know, needing to
go fast for 40
use
days.
the restroom.
Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, like,
go fast in a desert for 40 days and talk to me. That's like yogi stuff, you know what I mean? It's like unbelievable to your level of relationship with your consciousness, what you can will yourself to even do, you know?
mm-hmm.
The other thing about Jesus where it's like, you gotta whisper that, like to those people, I'm like, whisper his name, don't say it too loud. Unless you're gonna call on the name of Yeshua to help you. Like don't be talking like that about Jesus. Like the nature of his narrative was a perfect fulfillment of prophecy. Like it was telling you he was him, like, so that we can go back and be like, yo, that's insane. But then if you were there with him and he's just like acting according and like fulfilling prophecy in this, like, not even how they expected it. They thought he was going to ride in on a horse. He rides in on the donkey. It makes the Old Testament make more sense. Mm-hmm. It's like insane, dude.
We'd be like, this is art. Yeah. This is art.
Yeah, dude. Jesus, because
who wrote this? Who wrote this gas? It's like, God wrote this gas. it's crazy. All the different that graphic. I'm sure people have seen it before, but where it's all the hyperlinked sort of references to things from different passages and different books of the New and Old Testament, and the fulfilling prophecy even more so. And just when you see a good movie like that, you're like, God, that's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
And with the Bible, it's like that, but it's like even deeper than that, way deeper than that. And then it's like, it's so good. And whenever we have that with a movie or a show or a book, we're like, J.K. Rowling tapped into something, or George R. R. Martin hit on something right here. Or this is great story. But then there's like the Bible, and like we all agree it's a great story. You know, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, the feeling it touches.
And it's
like
gas written by, divinely written by, or I guess divinely written by the author of life itself. But then to have the like multiple different contributors across like different time and different languages have no means of interaction or like conscious contribution to a primary narrative that's all agreed upon and written about axially, indirectly, and then you're able to put them in a way that like makes sense or like tells a story comprehensively. That's crazy. It's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. It's fire. It's fire. Then people would say, so quick to so quick to be dismissive. And why? How do you know what you know? How do you know you're alive at all? We're here because we feel pain. My body, my perspective, my ego. But where'd you come from?
It's your emotional attachment to your narrative, which is undeniable.
Where'd you come from?
Like, we're undeniably in our story. So I don't think you can deconceptualize that at any point. And you have an emotional attachment to your story or the things that are happening. People, your expectation for these roles, for these people in your life, or the way you think your expectation in general.
What the future's gonna have, what the future holds.
Yeah. have an emotional attachment to these things. And then then it boils back down to pain, which is where Jordan Peterson boils it down to as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't tell
For
me that
sure.
pain's not real.
For sure.
It's like you're tethered. Consciousness is tethered to your existence. You are existing. You are. And then but go ahead. I forget what your initial question was, but that was my answer. Was like you're in there.
You in, kid?
Yeah, dude. God's writing gas.
And the story's good. He's the author of life itself, and he's writing your story as well. And he wants you to co-write it with him.
That's where now you're stretching. It's like we were talking about like foundational facts, but then that's like a harder sell for people. They're like, that's a nice story to tell yourself. I think that was a comment on one of our YouTube videos. And I was just like, you were like, whatever, nerd, or I don't know what you said, but he said something. You sound sad or something like that. I'm sorry. You feel so bitter.
You need some prayer.
Need some prayer. Yeah, something like that. Something light. I like the attitude
and
towards
the energy.
narratives.
Mm.
But it's tough for people to say. They think that's just like opium for the masses. That our life has, a narrative, that we have any control. That God's writing a story for us. That's like
beautiful.
Me, Jeremiah 29:11, bro. It's like I'm telling you, that's like foundational, bro. Got a plan for you. What do you say to that?
What a hope in the future. No, you're wrong.
That's a mistranslation from a book written in a different language 500 years ago. You're tripping.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they think.
We could disagree with the scripture, how to interpret it, the translation of it, the intention of it, some context around it. But you can't debate my testimony. You can't debate that. Pastor Fred, we talking about that. I'm sure it's from something else, but there's my experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we all share it. And what I'm willing to say about what I believe or what I think is happening here based on what I'm going through. Just talking about ideas. Even JBP.
I believe you. I think your relationship with your consciousness in your life ultimately is relatively outside of your relationship with Jesus Christ, or like it could be. I feel like people have it subconsciously separated. It's like, here's my life, and then here's my relationship with Jesus. It's like those are innately one thing. Like God is making your life.
Mm-hmm.
They're not two different things. And then if you're living your life and doing your best, and then like developing that relationship and going through the gradient of like developing fruits of the spirit, things get better. And then, but not only that, but things will get worse. But then like like you said, your testimony, or like how you feel about that experience, that's kind of more important than the actual experience itself, the narrative of the experience, what it meant to you, like who you became. And then if your conceptualization of that story of becoming is, in your opinion, transformative, it's hard not to feel like that wasn't created by a higher power. That's
that which can transform you.
Yes.
So it has to be like more than you.
Right. Yeah. It's like math, like greater than, legitimately, And then that's as much as I feel like that's not asking for too much. It's like, you think there's no higher power out here? That's like if you're still not with me, I'm like, you really think no higher power? Like you've seen no evidence. Tell me your testimony. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. What you witness?
Yeah. I'm like, I think you're lying,
Yeah, what's the lens through which you are constructing your witness of life? How are you going about creating it, and then what are you filtering it through to interpret it?
This is a belief system. It's a belief system, and we use belief systems to cope with life on some level. Like
we have to make sense of it.
Cope's such a connotative word. You could, yeah, exactly. You have to.
We gotta make sense of it.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Exactly. But there is definitely a way you can have a sharper, more HD resolution vision for life, and then have, I don't know, we all have like a intuition or inspiration for who we want to be. And then whether or not that works or not, is like that's kind of like the execution of the experiment of, like, I don't know, identification or personality. And then you take that haptic feedback and you work on yourself and stuff like that. But and then you can do that just for the sake of that without having a relationship with Jesus. A lot of people are doing that. You know, to see like, I feel like gym culture is nice because you're seeing people who are working on themselves, but then there's a high percentage of those people who work on themselves in other facets of their life too. Perhaps philosophically, you know, I meet some dudes in the gym playing basketball over time where I'm like, oh, these are good dudes that like go hard. Like they're stars, you know, they cook in their life. Like they feed families, you know what I'm saying? Literally these people.
Feeding families, dog.
Yeah.
Feeding families out here. Work. Hitting that work.
Justin's one of those guys for sure.
Put in that work. Hey, okay.
And then, you know, you talk to them about their faith or like, because my podcast is about God a lot, so I want CBC and stuff like that. And, you know, people are, it seems like, you know, they relatively like, yeah, you know, I believe in God. I got a relationship with Jesus. But like, then they're just like doing their life, you know? There's not that like, bloop.
That is your life.
Yeah.
It sounds like punishment.
What's like you got to live on probation?
Like, no, I want to do it my way.
Yeah.
Like, you're an idiot. That is our natural inclination for sure.
Yeah.
Why don't we let children just run countries? Why not? Come on.
My daughter wants to live under the sink.
Put them in powder. Put them in the powder.
She's not they don't always make good choices. She's trying to climb in the dishwasher. Like she wants to.
And that makes sense to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, of course, we're not going to let a child rule our nation or rule our whatever. Be in charge of our finances. Of course not. And like, duh, that makes sense. But why does that make sense? Why is that like, duh? Because that is obviously not fit to be running the show. It's like, that's you. It's like, okay. That's better.
Yeah.
Not having the separation between the relationship with Jesus and like living your life was what we're kind of pointing on or talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I think the point of your life is to develop that relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
And then that will result in the best outcome possible. The plan that is for your life, and that can give you hope in the future, no matter what it looks like on the outside.
Yeah.
It's like, that's gas. That's gas. But yeah, I guess opiate to the masses.
A lot of times I just tell those people, I'm just like, tell me what your life like. But my life's not always great either. So it's like, show me the fruits of your spirit. It's like, here they are. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm working on that. But regardless.
What fruits of your spirit?
Yeah. It's, you know, how much does it matter? How much should I even engage in that conversation? It's like, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times I'm like, me going to the basketball court, I'm not looking to delve into this stuff. There are times where like I'll be going to the bar and I'm kind of like hoping that like I got into a nice philosophical discussion a couple times, drinking wine at a nice bar. I'm like, that's heat. Sometimes I am looking for like, let's fucking get in there and podcast here. But, you know, for the most part, it's like, I don't even know, like my conviction, there's little pockets where your conviction can evangelize. And it also never does. I've never converted anybody where it's just like on the spot, they're like, you know what, I'm going to church. Like maybe, but most of the time not, you know, you're not changing anybody's mind overnight. It's a lot of straws on a camel's back you just place down, you know?
Yeah, just trying to move them from 0 to 100.
Yeah, be honest when they ask you about your life and you tell them about your life. Honest about your relationship with Jesus. So bear testimony, bear witness.
Yeah, you don't have to answer all the questions, but you can just tell them your story.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. And you can't debate it. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Here's a line where like Christianity and life comes into play. Barrier separator. It's like Kanye West is coming to San Antonio.
Hey, by the time this comes out, it will have been 250. Happy 250. Dude, America. Kanye performing July 4th, San Antonio, Texas, of all places.
Did you see the mayor has stated that
trying to stop it?
Trying to cancel it.
I heard that. My wife was telling me that they're trying to cancel it. I was like, yo. Why? Why?
There it is. Turn on the American voice.
But why?
You wanna silence this man's expression of his God-given right to
create? You mean let's talk about Hitler? So we can't let him in.
Dude,
but why?
I'm about to get real American. I'm about to get real American with y'all.
Why?
Oh man. See, this is where the line is because as an American, I'm about to go in on this
He's gonna go
podcast.
in. Oh God.
As a Christian, I'm like, is it worth it? Is it even worth it to have any feelings about anything? That's it's
What?
who cares what this Kanye West show is part of like as a Christian, I'm just like, yeah, man, like it's not even worth my emotional involvement to care about the outcome of that thing. I just want to keep trying to radiate good frequencies. I don't know. But then as an American, I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? Who do you think you are?
He's been performing. Am
All
I
over the
wrong?
place. He just broke a record for the most people packed in a venue. He's literally at the top of the world right now. And I don't know what the situation is with the arena. I guess that one thing about San Antonio's politics is that we use like taxpayer money to build some of these, like the football stadium and then the new stadium that the Spurs want to build. Part of that's going to go through taxpayer money. And so there's some kind of like a relationship or some kind of feeling of needing to, like there's an obligation for the state to have some kind of influence about what happens in these arenas because they're using taxpayer money.
I didn't pay for this.
Right.
I didn't pay for the sex show.
Right. But so there's a philosophical question: is there an obligation for them to have some kind of regulation over what they're going to use it for if the people are paying for that? But then I guess it's levied against the taxes that they're going to take from people. But I don't know where that comes from because we don't pay state taxes at all. I guess like we pay local taxes. Do we pay
Sales
that?
tax.
Yeah.
And then I guess taxes on your land and your stuff like your house, I guess, right? It's like sales tax or property tax.
Okay, so I guess that's the money that they're talking about. They'll be able to tax people less from income from the venue and pay it back at some kind of proportionate rate. I don't really understand how it goes, but I'm sure there's corruption involved there too. So when I think about the politics of what's going on here.
There's people there. Of course there's corruption. Of course.
So, okay, so I get that there's some intricacy. Okay, I'm with you. You're not like, the mayor would be like, who are you you don't understand what's going on. I get
I'm
it
the
now.
mayor.
No.
I'm the mayor.
Who do you think you are? You think you're the mayor? You think that's something? You think what you fucking do? Okay, you're the mayor. Cool, but to sit here in America and try to take what I can't help but perceive a sense of identity politics, and you want to take your identity politics and try to cancel is the word that they used. Kanye West.
Jesus walks.
Okay,
That's what you want to do.
I don't even have to get into Jesus walks, but if I did, that's almost like yeah, how can you tell me what he is, And if people want to pay tickets to go see his show, let them do that. That's America. That's literally America. And we have freedom of speech constitutionally, and they give us guns to protect it. And you're telling me that this guy can't perform in America, or I have guns to protect from people telling me what we can't say? It's like, you're crazy. You're a psychopath.
It leads down a bad road. Okay, it leads down a dangerous road and a dark path to lots of death.
Dude, I'm not making. That's what. Don't put me on a list.
To put it plainly, to put it boldly.
That's why I'm just like, who do you think you are? Like, go back to the start of the clip. Like, I'm not being aggressive when I say these things, but that's just, it's insane to me that that's a headline. I can't believe that's a headline.
Yeah, I think it fell through, right? He's still coming?
I think that what it was is it was a play to show their identity politics, to shame it. Be like, oh, we'll try to cancel that show. They're like, we're not gonna cancel the show, but at least people know where I stand. It's like, you're lame, bro. You're lame. But then it's like, oh, so you like people that make songs about Hitler? I'm like,
In this particular circumstance, I guess I'd have to say yes.
That's a cowboy sitting on business.
Dang!
That's cowboy. Hey, which cowboy gets to leave the bar is important. That's important.
He's like, wearing that hat, boy. You know who that hat represents? Yes, I do.
See,
it gets to that point. I don't want to take it there. But sometimes people want to bring it to. That's like, I guess, what a debate's supposed to be. Like, only one of our ideas is going to have to get to walk out of here alive. But people just are incapable or not willing to secede from the ideas they're attached to. Otherwise, every debate would just end in like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. I've been wrong my whole life about everything. Well, not about everything, but at least enough to consider like you the winner of the debate.
Yeah.
Even me. You know what I'm saying?
It comes down to a burn sometimes. Like basically, we're saying, oh, got him. That's kind of how a lot of things happen. And then our submission is
society.
Yeah, society will deem the idea of the winner. That's what these philosophical people. That's what I'm saying. That's what Gandhi did. Freud did. Like at least with Freud, it was like he was just so viral.
Nietzsche,
but Nietzsche, he also virality. But some people, he said a lot of really impactful
like
stuff.
Philosophers, you know what I'm saying? Aristotle, these people.
Yeah. Right or wrong, they're saying incredibly impactful stuff from the collective unconscious, subconscious.
Bringing society to a different kind of thought space.
Yes.
And Kanye can do that with that constant, son.
Dog, hold on. One more thing. Where do you think we are? Do you not think we're in America, Mayor Bloomberg or whoever it is? I don't know. Do you not think
the San Antonio mayor? We know him. We've seen him a couple times.
It's a new one. That new one got elected.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Cool. He was cool.
All right, well.
The mayor was cool.
The mayor.
He would let Kanye perform.
Come on, he'd be front row.
I don't
know. No,
he was cool.
Totally playing.
I have no clue. Yeah,
we're joking.
But
we're joking.
And I'll get off your case in a second, Mayor. Whatever, I get it.
Whatever.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts over
there. Damn.
Where do you think we are? Do you think we're in communist Russia? You're just gonna cancel a show?
Or South Korea?
Censorship, bro. North Korea?
Whatever. North Korea. You're right.
That's crazy. That's 1984. You're gonna cancel it. Like silence. No. The state says no. The state said you can't have that show. It's like, oh man, you want to stand on Texas business? I get a conservative. I get whatever. No, I don't get it. It's America. Like you have to. This is what that is. This is a direct answer to that. You can't be.
Is he breaking any laws? Breaking any laws? That's a question people ask. You know.
There is a lot of nuance. Maybe I shouldn't be maybe I shouldn't be so aggressive with my take. There's a ton of nuance, right?
But he's not.
No. Does he spread hate?
Is that a law? Who gets to define that?
By that logic, could there be a KKK concert? Would they allow that?
Right.
I wouldn't want that.
Oh man, yeah, I guess not. No, I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it happens at small levels. But you're not going to put him at AT&T. You're not going to put him at the Frost Bank. They're going to put him at the Alamo Dome. As far as that level,
sold out racist arena,
right? How large could a racist, white supremacist group get? Do they got fans?
What are their numbers really like?
Right?
Can they pack an arena? That's your question.
Can you pack an arena? Who's gonna go to that?
I don't think
I can tell you that there's 20,000 people ready to go to Kanye West.
Yeah. You're right. I think you're right. Yeah, the business model wouldn't survive. They'd have to do some crazy marketing. I don't think it would work.
Right. Yeah, it's not gonna have to be crazy. I don't know what's gonna take. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I doubt it. You never know, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Okay, well,
so should they be giving shows? I guess,
dude. Have you
freedom of speech? Should they be giving freedom of speech?
Here's the nuance of the context: is he's not a KKK rally. He is a generational artist. Have you seen the shows?
Discography is insanity.
Bro. It's insanity. And then you don't like that he gets to be who he wants because he's so talented. So you're like, well, we will say no to this guy. And it's like, I get it on some. I fucking get it. Fine, he's not your cup of tea or whatever. But generational artist, bro. And you're a politician. Get out of your feelings. You know, the state can't tell you no. Like that's crazy, bro. 20,000 people want to see this guy. The state's gonna be like, no, we don't like his views on fucking politics. What he represents. It's fucking crazy.
Oh gosh, yeah, it gets deep. Then he wants us to get deep. Generational artist for sure, indisputably.
The part of it that's disgusting to me is that it's rooted in identity politics. And I think Kanye West would even say within himself that part of his rebellion at the time he was making that music was pointing in the face of the identity politics. He's like making that song about canceling. That's like part of why he made it. It's like, cancel me, bitch. You're like, watch. I'll make a song about Hitler. Cancel me. You can't. Like, I got out of my Adidas deal being a racist or whatever. Like, he uses these weapons that are supposed to be keeping him in line against the
System is using the weapons.
Yeah, he's leveraging it against them through his own marketing and financially. And he does it really well. And I think they don't like that. So they're like, we'll just turn you off. It's like, bro, come on, don't hate the player, hate the game, bro.
Yeah, he's just been performing around the world, right?
He packed like 16,000 people into a place. And it was, I don't know what the number, between 16, 18, maybe 20, up to 20,000. I don't know. Somewhere in that range. Broke the record, packed the arena. People are going nuts. He's selling out everywhere. Yeah, he did go overseas because he was worried about this. Allegedly, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
That was a storyline. That was a narrative.
We know narratives. We know things were told.
Yeah, he was performing in like Asia and Europe and doing places where they were more tolerant of
Being Kanye.
his narrative. He's insane, bro. Jesus Walks is crazy.
Trying to cancel him on America's 250th is kind of crazy.
You're cracked, bro. You're cracked. This is America.
Supposed to be. Well, we're crazy, man. Sin be entering the world, or sin has entered the world, and there's like demonic forces in the world, and people be trying to consciously and unconsciously playing with those things, or those things are like influencing behavior and thought patterns and emotional responses, and the lens through which you're viewing the world and determining your action in it. We're getting pulled away from Christ.
The
Christ, brother.
Perspective is that politics, because sin and these demons, whatever you want to describe, however you describe this evil nature, wants to meddle into our lives and make things not as beautiful as they could be. On a grand level, it's like, of course, that's happening to the politicians. And then the result of the way that the politicians try to control the people plays out so over for all of time that there's ever been people in government.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that they're archetypical in nature. And then Jordan Peterson identifies those. And then the archetypical negative way to control people that seeps in like an evil sense almost into people's hearts and minds is, it boils down to like only a few. And so when Jordan Peterson is like on, going on these, he's writing these essays against the results of the way that they're governing the people in these, when you put it in this context, relatively evil ways. It's like just the sin creeping into how to control things. And it's like the surveillance state is part of that. The socialist mindset, the way that Cuba is going through, what's it called? Where you all
regime change?
Well, like Russia, where they communism.
Oh, okay.
Like there's communism, and then communism like seems good, and it always attracts a certain amount of young demographic, and it could work potentially, maybe, but it doesn't work, and then it's not working, and then the evil seeps into the holes of it not working, and it's like super archetypical, and then once it gets like to a certain level of corrupt, it's like really bad. And then Germany like fell into that. And that's what happens with these states, is that they'll slip into what Russia was in, like what 1984 is about and shit like that.
It's biblical.
Yes, bro. I'm saying for like all time,
Biblical.
So it's in there. Like that is what's happening. So then if you want to be like a good Christian and like fight against that, it's hard not to care about what's happening at a local level, politically wise, even though like earlier we were talking about the separation between my life and Jesus. Like, I'm saying that like it's in there, you know what I mean? So you don't always think like you're fighting against the forces of evil when you're just like, beat booping through your life. Like on some level, we are called collectively to stand on like cowboys on American-like principles and not let
stand on business.
Yeah,
stand on business with some Christ on it.
For sure. Yeah, we're trying to be fucking keep the order. We lost all of that in like the last 10 years. The whole shit's been gone. When I was growing up, it was definitely more like that.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's the part of what's dope is that, with the Live Free Pod and the Tim Barton, I think his name is, or whatever, just people who'd be talking about history and American history. It's like we were based on all the journal entries and the like events that have taken place and the different like congregatory moments or like creation moments of the American 1776 onward to like this, early 1800s.
Yeah. And
maybe the time slightly preceding that, but it was heavily built on like Christian fundamentals and heavily inspired by and built on like that. Like scripture is. I think there was a position in Pennsylvania maybe at the time somewhere in the early 1800s or whatever, but they had like the oath that you swore in on. You were pretty much declaring that like you believed in like the New and the Old Testament. It's like you have to be a believer.
I saw something that was like 10 of the 13 original colonies you had to do that to work in the government state.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like we're trying to make this better for real.
Yeah, I saw Charlie Kirk say that.
It's
I don't like that song.
so yeah, it's definitely built on that, bro.
Dude.
It's built on Christ, bro. Our founding fathers, bro.
Yeah. The question is, what does that mean? Built on Christ. It's like, even if I accept that as truth, most people whitewash it out as like a cultural thing of the time. What are we not doing that anymore culturally? And ultimately the answer is yes.
Yeah, it was a part. It was like it was the thing that you were doing. You had to go to church, or like you didn't have to, but like, yeah.
This idea that
I have to get to, so I have to go. For me personally, I have to go, but it's not a punishment.
Right.
It's like you have to give up your life to Christ, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yes.
I love going to church. So you have to go to church. That's like part of it, And it sounds subservient. It sounds like a punishment.
No, but we are, yeah. We are suffering the results of that mindset now. Because my mom was really like, I don't want you to feel like you have to go to church, because everybody be feeling like, oh, we have to go to church. Because originally it was like, I have to go to church.
Yes.
So we are living in the result of that, where there is this like reluctance to
rebellion.
Yeah, But no, I feel you. When you're in the rhythm, you're going to church for like 3 months in a row, just riding the narrative of the sermon series and stuff like that. It helps you live through that lens, get a higher frequency, getting better output, sharper resolution. Everything's better.
Just living on it.
Tell me it's not better. Do the diet. Tell me don't lose weight. That's like,
I'm living on holy bread and holy water.
Shout out Julian out here, bro.
Yeah.
Julian living his life through a Christ-filled lens.
Okay.
Send me scripture and stuff, like
let's go.
Just catching up with him, talking to him. And he's like, talking about, I thank God this, and I'm this, and this. But then, ultimately, I trust God. I don't know. It feels like maybe this is good or for the better. I'm just like, awesome, dude, awesome.
That's it.
Over the last year, just incrementally more engaged with a higher power.
There's something going on here.
It can happen. That's what I'm saying. It can happen. And he's a thinking man. I love it about him, a thinking guy. And I think like he's thought it through. He's seen it. He's witnessed. And then, you have to suspend your disbelief. Might be the name of a song. So it's like, you have to that's how you do the diet. Like,
that's faith.
Yes. You develop faith when you suspend your disbelief. You step out on a ledge and you're like, oh, well, maybe this is true. Maybe I'll pray to something. It's like, can you conceive there's a high power? To try to talk to that thing. It's so simple, dude. It doesn't have to be like this very religious, heavy, savvy, make you feel like you're like, I think that's the thing that's dissuading to people, is like maybe like getting on your knees in a pew full of people and like praying feels real, like engaging in something that they don't even know how to touch. Like, that's not, I don't know how to do that. I'm not doing that. It's weird. I get it. It's like, try to talk to a higher power. You just like close your eyes, try to talk to a higher power. That's like, just do that and see what happens. If there's a good choice and a bad choice, do the good choice in the name of that higher power. Like, you're like, I'm trying to like be a good boy, trying to be a good dog. It's like, sometimes it's just fucking that simple, and then just see what happens and do that for like a month. And I guarantee the only 100% guarantee in this entire lifetime is that things will incrementally get better. And even if they get worse, you will still think that it got better up here, like the narrative wise. It sounds crazy. It is crazy. Everything about Jesus is completely backwards and unbelievable.
Unbelievable, and that's foundation.
Yeah.
So it makes it a miracle.
I get it. Yeah, for sure.
It has to be unbelievable.
He's metaphysically he's the keystone of the paradigm. Literally. Like, that's it's a paradigm built on a paradox. And that's really hard to conceptualize. And a paradox is something that works because there's an inverse, like backwards magnets. There's like two things that hold each other in place. And then the paradox is that we're a sin-filled people made by a perfect creator. And then the thing that takes us out of the paradox and transcends us into something worth existing in. It wouldn't be worth existing if we just all went to hell. This would suck. Suffer, go to hell. Terrible life.
That sounds terrible.
But the thing that transcends that paradox is Jesus. He's the keystone. And then what's funny is like the manifestation of a paradox keystone is an unbelievable miracle that does everything backwards. that's like hilarious to me as like a student of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you came in on the donkey, and like, yeah, they wanted a king that was like gonna like take it over, but instead he died for our sin, and then he was perfect, and then he died. It's all backwards. Is even for like the people who were like had expectation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Such a cool narrative device. Jesus is
Yeah.
he's
Plot twist.
yeah, dude.
Like, oh, he died. That was awful.
And
Plot
fulfilled,
twist. He comes back.
and fulfilled every prophecy of all time. Yeah.
Crazy. Unbelievable.
That's the lore. That's just the lore. It is insane lore and a really cool narrative device of a perfect paradox and then a transcendent keystone. It's amazing. But it starts with just like trying to have a conversation with a higher power. And ask for help when you need help. That's when it gets crazy. Like, God'll help you. Julian was testifying to me. He's like, I need help, dude. And I just like prayed to God. I was like, please have mercy on me. That's where I drew that from. And there's a song, have mercy on me, on me. That song goes insane. But yeah, he's like, have mercy on me, help me. Like, I need my pain and my need to subside because I'm at like a 10 right now and I've got like 3 more hours to go and I just need help. Like, help me get home. And then he said, like, within like 3 steps, he felt the 10 come down to a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Not even thinking about it anymore. Gone. You know, he's like, praising God, bro. Ask for help, bro.
Have mercy on me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's powerful. It's powerful. That's another thing is sometimes we don't know how to talk to a higher power. And we pick up phraseology from Christian people like that. Like, have mercy on me is like legitimately something I would say in a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can be hard to figure out what to say when you're talking. Are you asking Santa Claus for presents? Or
I think just wisdom. Just wisdom.
strength and guidance.
Just some wisdom.
You get inspired thoughts, bro. Inspired thoughts.
The Holy Spirit, inspired thoughts, spirit of truth, influenced thoughts.
Yeah, you're like sometimes I'm like a mouse looking for cheese. And then sometimes I'm like deep in the maze and I just can't get to that. I'm like, I looked at every corner, you know? Like I did
Where the cheese at?
there's no route that takes me to more unknown. There's like not a way forward. And the cheese has got to be forward of like, this is all known territory. And then like it's the only way. It's the only way forward is to ask for help or to ask for discernment or to guide the guidance part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's there for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's there for you. And then it gets crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying. Then it gets nutty because we're talking about you start to conceptualize or at least notice that consciousness is on some level coming through you in a way where like your awareness and your intuition get crazy. Your ability to become attuned to like a frequency to be able to tap into inspired thoughts and have them come to you, or to have like just the intuition to kind of know and feel what's going on, or like the natural quantum, like, dude, I know when you're texting me, like I'll feel it. I'll feel you outside. And then like, so I'm like hopeful. I'm like, oh man, I hope I'm right. And I open the door and you're like there. And I'm just like in disbelief. You know what I mean? Like I suspended my disbelief long enough that like I can just be now disbelief like happens to me. And I realize that this thing is like, it's crazy. It's not flat. It is fake, but it's weird.
Mm-hmm. I have some influence in the creation or in the story.
That's the part, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or I kind of feel what's going on. I know what's gonna happen here.
If you like the way if you could pray with faith and like it'll happen, like there's a recipe there, like the knowingness of it. Like if you truly believe that just this was the Messiah right here in front of you and he could snap his fingers and like you really believe that it would be done for you. Like that thing also with your consciousness. But I think we don't like look life straight in the face with like we like hide stuff from ourselves and limit our window and like feel limited by what our capacity to impact our day is. Like how much willpower do you even have? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that stops us from like that pure feeling of faith, that pure like the moving mountains level of prayer, because we're not all the way in. We're not all the way in. But the more all the way in that you can be, I think the more crazy this MF gets for real. It's nutty. It's super fascinating. I'm actually very interested in it. It gives me something to wake up for.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that you can't put a price on that. To actually be intrigued, like to engage me, you know?
Yeah, to live in an engaging story.
Yeah, that's priceless. That's priceless.
Priceless.
Business as usual.
Finding good work. That's what our story is. Just trying to figure out how to work.
All claims to legitimacy remain irrefutable. These are bars that I just pulled out of my hard drive the other day. Sorry, I'm dropping them on you like that. But
bars.
it's like, yo, who is this kid? Jeez, man.
You know what I'm saying, though? It's, legitimacy. Irrefutable.
Nice dismount. And we got to go back to beep booping around. Everybody beep booping around.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's too much.
I hope this felt like a walk with the collective subconscious. I think when we talk about these things, everybody's feeling these things.
Oh yeah, y'all know what?
Fucking buddy flat around.
Dude, his cousin just coming in.
He's like, I heard that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, guy. That's what you got.
This is for Marco.
That's what you're gonna do. That's fine.
Does
We're
that
gonna
mean-
kill him off cam.
Maybe we have ADHD. Or like, I can't focus. I don't know.
It's always something to take your eye off what you're just focusing on, which is Jesus. And we stray away. We are the children. We are the thing that is our ego or whatever. Us. The fact that living for Jesus is a better story than living for yourself.
Yes.
That's like a cheat code. It sounds like a demotion, but it's a cheat code. Because through these Jesus, you'll have more control over yourself to make better decisions for yourself and to get more involved with Him.
Yeah.
So, it's just better than you can imagine.
It's like saying
We're limited. Oh, and we're limited. Why? Yeah. Why is it the better decision? Because we're limited. He's not though.
Yeah,
like, you are limited. You got to sleep. I'm sorry. Like, that sucks. I don't know why we got to sleep. Why is that like this is like part of the game, part of our limitations, like undeniable one. You need to sleep or you die.
You're right.
It's like, why are we limited in that way? Doesn't matter, but we're limited creatures for sure.
No, you're right.
It's irrefutable. Oh. We're like, nah. A maximized limited creature. I have a better way of interpreting the proper story. What is the proper story? What actions would produce a proper story? I know that better than.
I doubt you even eat what you want to eat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I doubt you do the things you want to do.
You don't clean up when you want to clean up. You don't eat what you want to eat all the time.
No.
You don't say what you need to say or plan to say or want to say, or you don't go to the gym or develop the habits or do the habits that you don't want to do. Yeah, that's just like, we're the sinful little creatures, you know what I'm saying? But Jesus is not a sinful creature at all. We killed him for it. We killed him for it. Public. And then he's like, yo, what up, though? I'm back. I'm here. I'm him.
It was overwhelming. You would want to see people dap him up crazy.
I knew you were
Throw me
going to
a
do
chest
this.
Oh, brother. Let's go. Let's take the Ferraris out tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, what's
I don't
going
know.
on?
It'd be
What's
hard for
going
not
on
to feel like
now?
that.
It's like, now you run the kingdoms, right? Like, you're going to like run the world, right? Like, what's up? Like, where's your throne, dog? Where's your kingdom? Like, what's going on here? Like, it's over, right? The game's over. Not quite.
Up only.
Not
right?
quite.
You had to be wondering.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be wondering, like, it's done.
It's over.
So this is, I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
That'd have been sick, bro.
Well, just chilling, bro, right? We're just chilling now.
It was cool for the homies that got to follow Jesus. They didn't have to work. I mean, like, they did, but, you know, just like,
Not a job.
you're in the COD house, but it's Jesus instead of Call of Duty. That's pretty cool. I could do that.
That's sick.
Just being around miracles.
I
too.
think that's what we're called to do. You know what I'm saying?
You see, yeah, dude, for real. You're called to pray miracles into people's life, for real.
That's
Like,
it, everybody.
you're around Jesus, and you're gonna see miracles. You are.
He's gonna call you out to go do a thing,
Yeah.
or send you out rather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a mission. You go pray for somebody.
It's just.
He was a real person, and he really did that thing. That's like it. And there's historicity. There's so much behind it that validates all these things. But like scientifically, whatever, evidentially, like in a court of law, you know, That's kind of where people get split if they get to that level, even, you know what I'm saying? If you're really talking out with somebody. But typically it's a little more surface level than that.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, if you do go in that direction, it's like, yo, this is crazy. You can't convince me otherwise. If I was there, I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Or if I was there and I saw it and I believed it, I wouldn't have any ability to be swayed in any other direction off of that. You know, my testimony. It's like, this is my story. Like, you can't tell me what's going on with my story. Some people have schizophrenia though, or like whatever. You know, be going crazy, tapping into to a different realm, to the demonic. I don't know. I don't know. Either way,
it's deep as hell, bro.
You have your story. You have your story.
Deep as hell, bro. But yeah, just out here in
America. Happy 250.
What up, 250? What up, America? What up, the vets?
Trying to cancel Kanye, but I think by the time this comes out, we'll see what happens. I think I'll have a show and people are gonna love it. We're gonna see clips of it. We'll see what happens.
Facts. I think there should be a panel, a knight's table of 12 decorated soldiers.
Decorated.
Motherfuckers that
Christmas.
really went in there. Presents under the tree.
Yeah.
Brought back home some freedom.
Freedom, brother.
They decide who gets canceled and who doesn't. They're the ones that fought for it. They're the ones that suffered for it. What'd you fight for? Why'd you do that? What is America to you guys? But the state would hate that.
I don't know.
Is there an uncorruptible state? Perhaps not. I don't think we've seen one. Is benevolence doomed? Perhaps Jesus died on the cross. They loved it. But what I do know is that you, the listener, have the power to impact the lives of the people around you. And in fact, you are impacting their lives and your own life. And you are consciously generating your own narrative on some level. And if you take responsibility for that, and if you want to consciously be conscious, things could have a surreal amount of beauty. Things could get so dramatically better that it would blow your own mind. That's my witness. It doesn't always feel like that in every moment.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
There's mental jujitsu that we can try to put you on, that we do to cope and deal and to dominate and to win all of those moments in the name of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
But ultimately, it's happening. This is happening. You are impacting their lives. You are impacting your lives. You are in these situations. You are in these relationships. You're here. You're suffering. And the only thing that I can see possibly worth doing is putting on for the city, trying to do it in the name of Jesus. Even though that's a very, 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 very loaded statement. It feels like I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff, but I want to boil it down to just like the most base level. You're here.
And you don't have to go into ministry. You can be a plumber or an architect or a coach or a teacher or a server for Jesus. In the name of Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Providing service, building roads, whatever. Picking up dead animals. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank God we have people we pay to do that. I ain't trying to do that. You trying to do that? Saw a dead possum the other day. I was like, oh my God. I ain't getting that thing. I don't want to touch that. You want to touch that? You pick that up, guy? What are you going to do with it? We pay people to answer those questions for us.
We do. We certainly do.
Well, that's nice. You know, I'm here for that. I forgot where I was going with that. Or where that came from.
I think it was just like an appreciation for the fact that I don't people have harder lives than us. I'm not sure.
I lost it. I'm sure it was relevant.
You could be you could scoop up dead animals in the name of Jesus wherever you're at.
Yeah, whatever job you're doing, whatever service you're providing.
Yeah, and that's
contribute in the name of Jesus.
Yeah,
and also based on your giftings and talents and your desires, like
because things
godly ambition.
Working on your unconscious and your subconscious and doing your best to bring out something beautiful inside of you brings out something beautiful in your life in a way that's you can't conceptualize it. It's the part, if you could, you wouldn't need, it wouldn't work. It's like in a science sense, you have to put something in to get something out. So I'm like trying to beautify your inner garden just on the faith that just for the sake of doing it. can make things so beautiful on the outside. It's mind blowing. I'm telling you, it's a mind f. It's like I'm telling you, there's a movie you got to go see. I'm like, you just got to go see the movie. That's your life for real. If you go down this road, if you do these things, that's the other reason why I'm like, give your life to Jesus Christ. I'm like, but not because I'm a zealot or a religious ideologue. It's like as a person, dude, life gets so beautiful. It's insane.
It's my witness.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
my testimony.
You ask me what I'm doing. I'm trying to pursue this beautiful life.
I'm pursuing Jesus, and my life's pretty dope. It's going pretty well. It feels good.
Unbelievable.
Things are going well, you know? It's not perfect, but it's nice.
Yeah, man.
Of course it's not perfect.
What's happening up here, dude? Like my experience with my consciousness is insane. Insane. It's like all these physical limitations and like fucking story setting that I'm in right now. It's like it's always changing. It's always constrained, and you never living in a mansion like you want to exactly, you know?
And even then, there's lots of sad millionaires.
Facts, dude.
Lots of sad ones.
It happens.
There was a real quick story. I've been wanting to get this on the pod for a while now. It happened a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month or so, a month plus. But I'm just going to say abbreviatedly for a little bit of confidentiality. But I'm sure you recognize this character. Comes into the restaurants, Dr. B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. B.
Older gentleman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Comes in with usually like
Doctor,
two ladies.
surgeon.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. He comes in, and then normally Anna is a server, and then she wasn't there. She was whatever on vacation, so I'm taking care of him. But then like it's him with two ladies. He's probably like in his 80s, and then they're probably like in their 60s ish. I don't know, ballpark in here. But one of the first things he says to me is like, I forget how he phrases it, but he's just more or less saying, "Oh, how about Anna? Like you don't have any tits." And I was like, I got some pecs, sir. It's the best I could work with, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then that was just like the precursor, or the preface, or the introduction of what was to come. Or it's like not all the time throughout the conversations of the entire dining experience, but definitely a couple times. Just being like, because one of the girls was like, "Can I get like?" I asked her if she wanted whatever citrus with her sparkling water, and she's like, "Oh, can I have like a sliced cucumber?" And then he was like, "I'm gonna give you a cucumber later, huh?" I was just like, "You're a character, my friend. That's not you. That's not real. Like,
Yeah.
What's manifesting in you? You know what's going on there?
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
It's
a public oddity, and it felt obviously as such. You know what I'm saying? Or like very palpably, apparently." And there was maybe another instance of that same type of thing, but I was like, "Yo, people are characters, bro. What's going on out here?" Just never grow out of that, or like you never.
Yeah, there's the spirit of immaturity. It's like, of course, it's gripping. I'm just like, yeah, it's hard for me not to like say these things in a in a disrespectful way.
No.
Well, no, but I'm saying like it's hard for me to respect that kind of behavior and attitude. Like, it just gross, dude. Like,
I wouldn't embody it. That's all I can definitely say.
Like, nah, dude. Hell no, bro. Everyone thinks it's lame. The girls think it's lame.
And you make me cringe.
Yeah. Everybody thinks it's lame. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't invite that guy to sit at my lunch table. Like, not in like a, but yeah, no. Trying to beautify this thing.
No. But yeah, that's got me thinking about immaturity and like, what would persuade you to not adopt, I guess responsibility. It's hard. Work sucks. But even then, like, you're a surgeon, you work, you make money, whatever. But there's still something going on there. It's like, you're not, I don't know. Not a fruit that I particularly like to eat. You know what I'm saying? If I had to make my own salad, if I had to eat out of what I made in my own garden, I wouldn't grow that and eat that,
Who would? Who? Yeah.
And I think he's been exemplifying this MO for the entire character, or the entire time I've known his character in the story of working in this higher end restaurant sort of atmosphere. So he's been doing this and adopting this character for a while.
Probably his whole life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a story behind this, and like an origin story, and something going on there.
Yeah.
There's a story in his life that's going on, a narrative, regardless of how aware he is of it.
That's just not an
And all of us,
It's not an
all of
inspired,
us,
beautiful lit. Like, why do you wear nice clothes?
portray wealth.
I guess what a shitty spirit to follow.
Yeah.
You know, like the expression of whatever. You know, like
We want to look nice when we go out, though.
yeah,
you know?
for sure.
We want to look nice.
I love throwing on a fit that like
I want to be presentable.
I had a vision for it. You got your closet, you buy pieces, you're like, I think I can wear this with this. It's gonna look nice.
I'm hitting, it's flicking, it's flacking.
Bro,
It's
I
cracking.
don't like feeling like that. That's something. That's culture. That's human experience.
That's hip hop.
That's hip hop. Facts, bro. That's hip hop. So, but then yeah, that's kind of the collective unconscious meta game. Like we all know that, you know. But then why we'll do it with our clothes, but then with our behavior set or our personalities, it's like
The jokes you choose to make.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes you miss, like that's part of it, is that we're all trying. Sometimes you try and fail, you know?
Sometimes there's someone just bombing in life, just bombing with the dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's other times where you could see it's taking over someone's personality. There's a guy who walks into our workplace and he's just like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm here." Like all the time, you know? It's just like kind of his personality is like real, like he's got a couple catchphrases for
Situations.
yeah, where it's just very like it's like a slime personality. He's like a fucking I'm a fucking slime kid, bro. Fucking
give you a cucumber later.
literally.
Well, your tits, kid.
We're back there.
Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay, pal. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're doing here. This is what we're doing here today.
One of the managers was freaking out because it was like wet on the ground, and she's like kind of like go tripping on it, just gets a mop and she's trying to clean it up. And then it's like 60 seconds goes by and somebody spills something back there. And then she's like, "I'm sick of it being so wet back here." And then this guy's like, "I love it when it's wet."
No! Oh God, swing and a miss. Did he get cackles?
I'm the slime king. It just walks out.
I'm the slime king. He said that?
No.
Okay. Okay. It's like, yo,
Slime God 2026.
Okay.
No, but he did say he's like, "I love when it's wet." It fucking walks out, and then we're all just sitting there like, this guy's a problem.
Go home.
You know what I'm saying?
Clock out. Go home.
But it's taking over his personality is what I'm getting to. It's the point where it's like you're saying crazy stuff. Like it's not even funny. It's not even funny.
Being a shock jock and a troll.
If it were funny.
Shock jock and a troll.
He's like, "I love rage baiting." Oh.
Taking the jester. Demonic places.
People will be like, "Oh, he's just a kid. He's not a fucking demon. There's no evil, man."
If you believe in Jesus, you believe in demons. So I definitely believe in Jesus. So I definitely believe in demons. Don't mess with that stuff.
It's
unless you're gonna go in and mess with that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the real demons lie in the micro behaviors.
Don't cuddle. Don't cuddle with the
devil's in the details.
Don't be cuddling with it. Don't be cuddling with the sin. You gotta go out there. So maybe the demon can manifest as like a little puppy. It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cuddle this little puppy." But if you have the spirit of discernment, you can see that little puppy's this little off segment representation of the evil. Try to get close to you so that sin can kill you. That's that foothold into a stronghold idea. Or inviting sin into your door, how Cain does, or whatever, like Jordan Peterson talks about. It's like, don't cuddle with it. It's gonna kill you. It's designed to kill you.
Yeah.
But we still got to wrestle with it. But then either way, you could be someone who goes out there and tries to stop that from happening. Timothy Thibault out there on the front lines, dog.
It's hard to argue with.
Gotta capture that guy. What do you say? That guy sucks?
No.
That guy sucks?
Oh, that's what
Tell me that guy sucks.
Okay.
What are we talking about, bro? If you tell me that guy sucks, then we got a problem. We gotta like, I'm gonna take you out back like old Yeller.
That's hip hop.
That's hip hop.
No, he
That's America.
Some people be like, he's taking it too seriously. Like I don't think so. Have you seen?
Cool it. Cool it,
That's
dog.
the vibe. It's like, God,
You're doing too much,
he's just
okay?
a lot.
You're
like-
doing way too much saving all them kids from getting trafficked.
Yeah, I'm Tim Tebow. I scored touchdowns and I pray to Jesus. And what I want to talk to you today about is there's a lot of kids getting trafficked. Like a lot. Here's a map of New York, and here's
More than is comfortable.
here's the IPs looking at CP, okay? Yeah, they're everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's all over New York. It's insane. But I scored touchdowns. So
For Jesus.
you remember John Madden? Tim Tebow, kind of up there as far as names you remember, right? It's like, I think people are like, oh, that's too much.
It's intense.
It's intense.
Because it's real. And it's evil.
Talk about it.
You want to go to war?
Preach about
You
it.
want to go to war?
People can't conceptualize war, bro.
This is where it's going to war over.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This level of stuff. People who, like, when a society disconstructs and falls into the highest levels of sins where this is, like, happening on mass scales.
Come on.
God hits them with a reset. Where, it's a very, very, very common theme in the
Very
Bible.
biblical.
It happens all the time.
All the time, bro.
All the time we've been doing this. We've been rebelling against them the whole time. That's what we do.
It gets nasty.
And it's real and it's intense, but so Timothy Tebow, that's what I'm talking about. It's worth getting in the fight.
Yeah, your relationship.
Starting at your level, bro.
Mhm.
And then you can pray on the name of Yeshua.
Yeah, if you have a kid, tell me you're not. You think Tim Tebow's doing too much. Like the fuck you talking about? Pardon my language, but like you.
I gotta take him out back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the relationships maybe define the conviction. It's like that. I think that's why you got to care at all. It's because you're in these relationships and you care about you do care about them. That's the thing.
You care about stuff.
I know. Yeah.
You care about stuff.
You're hiding that part in the counter argument. Like I know you care. You're not actually nihilistic. No one's actually nihilistic. Nihilism is a result of things that you care about not going the way that you want them to go, and you're coping with that poorly. If you would have thought about it, but you're not thinking about it, which kind of makes you a little bit of it's annoying. It's annoying. You're just walking around creating negative frequencies because you're being immature and haven't thought about it. But that's also me.
It's us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gets so deep.
It's a temptation we're all dealing with, so hopefully we
so
made your reality of suffering and dealing with temptation worthwhile for the last couple hours.
Hope so.
Because God has made that.
I don't know.
It's out there. I want to bring people to it. And it's a gift to be able to do that with words, with art, expression.
Yes.
Stories are better and worse than other stories. Yours included, and you know it. There's a better story out there that you can't conceptualize. And hopefully we've shown a glimpse on that. Got a little feeling of that.
I hope so.
Try to tap into that all the time. Be led by it. Surrender to it. It's not a demotion. It's a promotion. It's a gift to lose your life for Jesus. Or like, so to not have those two things separated. Your life and then your life or relationship with Jesus, like that is your. That's the foundation. Start small. It's gonna take your whole life. There's no rush. It's inexhaustible. It doesn't have to be done right now. Give yourself decades. Just decades. Year to year. We love you all. We'll see you in a billion years. Peace.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might